Osborne Jr., sportsman, raconteur, and gourmet, invites you to inspect his shiny new trinket. Kindly refrain from pinching the metal, girls.
Oh, Chatsworth, it's adorable.
Yes, it is, rather. We got it as an accessory with one of Mumsy's big cars.
Chatsworth, it must be simply smashing to be so rich and debonair and man about town.
Now, stop that now, or I shall become too big for my britches. Imported llama's wool, of course.
Chatsworth, why, a girl would rather go out with you than any other fellow in this whole town. You're the most desirable and gallant
Hot breath is melting the crease in my uniform.
Oh, Dobie, you're so dashing, so manly.
Don't forget rugged. We fighting men like to think of it as the look of eagles. Hi there, civilian.
Girls, do not be fooled by the uniform. He's still nothing but a low-bred oaf.
Oh, Dobie, there's just something about a soldier. So heroic, so fearless, so soldierly.
Yes, my dear. Compared to us soldierly types, civilians are nothing but pampered playboys.
Oh, I'll bet his mother still has to feed him.
Oh, come now. Where did you ever get such an utterly fantastic...
Chatsworth. Now, you come here at once. You rushed off without finishing your lunch.
Mumsy, please.
You didn't finish that nourishing porridge that I personally supervised.
Oh, Trembly, must you?
Dobie! Dobie!
Remember me, Dobie Gillis, former civilian? What am I talking about? Former civilian. Only the uniform's military. The rest of me's as a civilian as a pair of black and white shoes. But there's one thing I've got to give the Army credit for. Teaching me how to be a man. Right? Right. No babying, no spoiling, no pampering. And I can hardly wait to get back to civilian life to have somebody start babying and spoiling and pampering. Not that anybody ever did. Not me. But on the other hand, you take Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
No, Mumsy, no. I shall not eat one more spoonful of caviar.
Stop your yapping.
I am not yapping. Mumsy, I have something to tell you. I am leaving home. The little bird is flying from the nest.
Oh, you stop those ornithological references. I have had a... Chatsworth, you are leaving home.
Precisely.
Ah.
I'm going out to face the world.
Ah.
I've enlisted in the Army.
Oh, ooh.
I shall become a bold warrior.
Oh, every day you sound more and more like your uncle. Stupid J. Osborne.
I have had my fill of being a pampered playboy. I long to be manly, dashing, gallant. I, too, wish to have the look of eagles.
Oh, but you do, boy. You look more like an eagle than anyone I know.
Mumsy, please.
Especially around the beak.
Mumsy, I am determined to succeed on my own.
Oh, what rot. It's impossible for you to succeed without your mother's help. You're far too nasty.
That's where you're wrong. I was elected manager of the basketball team without your help.
After I bought uniforms for the entire squad. Oh, let's face it, Chatsworth. Without me, you are an utter dud.
All the more reason why I should leave home instantly. I am leaving for camp immediately, where I shall become a soldier, a fighter, a hard, tough man among men. Trembly.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember to pack all my lamb's wool socks and several electric comforters. I hear tell those beastly barracks are not even steam heated.
This army that has accepted you, is it the American army?
Mumsy.
Oh, well, I won't have it, that's all. You can't go because I forbid it. Now, Chatsworth, it seems but yesterday since I fed you, tucked you in, sang lullabies in my glorious contralto voice. It seems but yesterday.
Beg pardon, madam. It was but yesterday.
Are you going to believe a calendar or what is within a mother's heart?
Oh, yes, madam.
Mumsy, I am going, and nothing you can say or do will stop me. Ta-ta. I must away to the conflict. 1, 2, 3, 4, across the room, and out the door.
Oh, he is a nasty boy. Oh, he's independent, but he is nasty. Hello, a long distance. Give me, well, whoever's in charge of the army. No, you idiot, I don't want to join it. But I may have to buy it.
See how unpredictable and dangerous life in the Army can be? We learn to deal with flame, flak, fire, And then along comes a new and even more frightening menace, like Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. But I'm proud to state that we are now prepared to meet whatever horrible disaster we'll ever have to face.
You rang? Good buddy, guess what?
What?
It's the scariest thing that happened since we joined the Army. It's so scary, I'm scared to tell you. Stop pestering me. I told you I was too scared to tell. Okay, I'll tell you. Guess who's in the Army and coming over to join a platoon? A wild guess.
Bridget Bardot.
I said a wild guess.
Rex the Wonder Horse.
You're getting closer.
Maynard.
It's Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Chatsworth Osborne Jr.?
Yeah, maybe we ought to, like, surrender the Russians right now, huh?
Maynard, you gotta be making this up. Chatsworth's mother never let him join the Army.
Anyone for war?
Chatsworth, what are you doing here?
I decided to join up and improve the Army's morale. It was the least I could do.
And you're in our platoon?
But of course. Repping good luck, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
Like, oh, ditto.
Yeah.
You chaps don't appear exactly ecstatic to see me. What is it, pray tell?
Oh, nothing, Chatsworth, nothing.
You just don't want me, that's all. Don't try to hide it. I'll try to get transferred to another platoon.
I'll help you.
Maynard.
I did so want to mend my ways and cease being Chatsworth Osborne Jr. foul ball and become Chatsworth Osborne Jr. soldier.
You really mean that, Chatsworth?
Oh, Dobie, do it is my heartfelt wish.
Then you deserve a chance, even though you were kind of a problem dust in high school. No offense.
No offense.
Yeah, even if he was a low-down rat in high school. No offense.
Chatsworth, we're going to get you started right in the Army.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hey, fellas, come on over and meet Chatsworth Osborne Jr. He comes from our hometown, and he's a regular guy.
Yeah, he's a regular guy. He lives in a 48-room house on a 50-acre estate surrounded by a 16-foot brick wall.
With broken glass embedded in the top. Glorioski, I feel good all over.
So Chatsworth Osborne Jr. joined the Army and tried to adjust. It wasn't easy for the Army or Chatsworth Osborne Jr. But he forced himself to act and talk just like one of the boys.
But one always vacations at the Riviera following the polo season. Doesn't one?
All right, men, pull in. I ain't gonna give you the rest of the afternoon off till you run through the manual of arms.
Oh, great, that's a cinch.
And you better run through it correct.
Sergeant, surely you don't mean the regular manual of arms.
I sure do. And what's wrong with the regular manual of arms, Osborne?
Nothing at all. It's really quite pleasant. But don't you think that the Queen Anne salute is ever so much more chic?
What kind of salute?
Queen Anne, as practiced by Her Majesty's Royal Fusiliers. Observe.
Hey, that's pretty sharp. None of you jokers gets off until you learn that Queenie salute like Osborne here.
Oh, sure.
Now fall out and teach them good, soldier.
Never fear, Sergeant. I shall turn them into precision-drilled fighting machines. It is really quite simple, fellow musketeers. One simply grasps the rifle thusly and gives it a sharp kick with the right foot.
Darn that Chatsworth. We tried like the dickens to teach him the things a normal fella has to know if he's going to get along in this world. How to avoid work, how to goof off without getting caught, like that. It took a lot of effort, but finally he started to catch on.
The proper technique for getting along is to volunteer for everything.
That's the proper technique for becoming a hospital case.
Chatsworth, you've got to stop volunteering and showing off, or the fellas are going to murder all of us.
Yeah, we come from the same town, so we're up to our elbows with you, like 3 peas in a pot.
Maynard, that's pod.
Dear, I suppose you're right, Dobie Doo. I simply must learn to curb my natural superiority.
You can do it, Chatsy. I did it, and now nobody knows I was like naturally superior.
Before I turn you loose to get cleaned up for chow, I want to run through this hand-to-hand combat we've been learning. You.
Like me?
Like you.
Like me?
Like you.
Like me? Don't nobody move. There's like a sneaky ventriloquist around here someplace.
Cut that blabbering, Cribs. Front and center. Now, let's say I'm your enemy, and I have a knife. I'm coming at you. What do you do?
I'd like to become your friend.
No. Crabs, you're a hopeless case.
Like, whom among us is perfect?
Osborne, you come with me. Now, don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. Hey, that was a pretty smooth trick. Where'd you learn it?
It's just a little dipsy-do I picked up from Mumsy.
Mumsy?
Yeah, she's teach dirty fighting to the commandos.
Where are you yardbirds going?
We gotta get cleaned up for chow, Sergeant.
Nobody leaves this spot until they learn that little dipsy-do that Private Osborne picked up from Mumsy. Start demonstrating, Osborne.
I shall be honored. Now, cronies, the basic element of hand-to-hand combat is leverage. Behold, I shall demonstrate with all of you. You first. One grasps the opponent thusly, and then... I did it again, huh?
I would say you did it again.
But I just can't help it, chaps. You see, I come from a long military background.
And you're heading for a short military funeral.
All right. It will not happen again. I shall lower myself to the level of you common men, or I am not Chatsworth Osborne, Jr., gentleman, scholar, and noble gladiator.
The bags are packed, madam, all 12 of them.
And the trunks.
All 12 of them, too, madam.
Good. I shall go to Chatsworth camp immediately.
Madam,
What is it? Speak up, man.
no offense, madam, but below stairs we're wondering if you're not taking Master Chatsworth's enlistment just a trifle too seriously.
Nonsense! Whatever gave them that idea?
Squad, halt. Left face. At ease. We have 5 minutes before chow, men. We're going to brush up on a military field manual. What is the first mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Anyone? Osborne?
The first mission of the commanding officer is to attain and maintain a prescribed level of combat operational proficiency.
Excellent. Now, what is the second mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Anyone? Osborne?
The second mission of the commanding officer is to conduct replacement training in training units for specialized operations.
Correct. What is the third mission of the commanding officer in analyzing training directives? Osborne, you know that.
I haven't the faintest idea, Sergeant.
You men have been slopping around like a bunch of tired washerwomen. Now, who wants to make up for it by volunteering to carry dispatch to company headquarters? Boy, what a bunch of gold bricks. Attention! Dismissed.
Tell me, pray, compatriots, how have I been doing these past few days?
Pretty good, Chatsworth. You can see for yourself. Some of the fellows are even starting to like him.
Even me. And that ain't easy because inside I really hate you.
Observe how I've been meeting this challenge as I meet all others, with courage, determination, and stunning success.
Now I'm starting to hate you on the outside again.
And Mumsy, poor dear thing, she said I wouldn't amount to a hill of beans. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Ha! You think that I'm going to settle for a chenille bedspread for my little boy's bed? Ha! I want pure silk, or I'll fly my own in from the Orient.
Mumsy!
Oh, Chatsworth, my soldier lad. How do you like what my decorating crew did to this dreary barracks?
Hello, Mrs. Osborne.
Greetings, Mrs. O.
Good heavens, when did the invasion take place?
Hello, Mrs. O. I'm Maynard G. Krebs, a soldier in the like armed forces.
Mumsy, I cannot take any of this. With the help of Gillis and Krebs here, I am determined to succeed on my own merit.
That's a wizard idea, but you have absolutely none.
Mumsy.
No Osborne man has any merit.
Mumsy.
No Osborne man has room for any merit. He's too filled with nastiness.
But, Mumsy, I thought that we had...
No, from now on, I'll do all the thinking. And if there is a problem, and mind you, Mumsy doesn't allow that often, I will be right here.
Like right here in the barracks?
Like right.
Like it'll be embarrassing.
Like that's your problem, Buster.
But Chatsworth will be here for 6 months, Mrs. Osborne.
So, 6 months I could do standing on my head.
Holy jumping up and down. You look at that.
Who are all these jabbering ragamuffins?
These are my bunkies, Mumsy.
Well, from now on, Mumsy will be your bunkie. I'll put a wall off the end of that room for my living quarters, and I'll have Trimbley and the valet in here with you. Now get out. Out, I say. Go on.
But they live here.
Well, they'll have to find someplace else. Now go on, get out.
No, biggest wild gear. The cashmere barracks bag? Solid gold dog tag?
Blood type R.
For royal. With the blood type set in seed pearls.
There must be some mistake, sir. None of my men would. Uh-huh. Kid. Hut. Madam, who are you and what are you doing in these barracks?
Ten hut. This insubordination will cease at once. Suck in your gut, soldier. Throw out your chest. Straighten your back. State your name, rank, and serial number.
Leroy J. Stonehenge, Colonel, United States Army. Serial number 40. Now cut that out. Sergeant, this is the woman who struck 3 MPs with an umbrella. But, sir, and tried to run over 2 more with a furniture truck.
They refused to obey my command to deliver the television set.
Madam, by what authority do you dare invade this post?
By the highest authority in this world. By the authority of an American mother fighting to protect her young. All right, you clods. Put your right hand on your hearts, and I want to hear 2 choruses of M is for the many things she gave me.
Please. Sergeant, escort this person off the post immediately.
You have not heard the end of this, you sniveling rascal. Do you know how many million mothers there are in America? There are 67 million. Do you know how many colonels there are? About 200. And there is going to be 1 less. We are going to pull you limb from cowardly limb.
This is an outrage. Until I can investigate further, this barracks is restricted.
Chums! Bunkies! Mumsy, no, I'll never be admired and respected. Never, never, never.
Oh, chin up, Chatsworth. I have an idea that will fix everything. All right, escort me from the post, Cowboy. Come on.
Chums! Bunkies! I assure you, I had nothing whatever to do with this. Oh, mice and rats. Dobie-doo. Krebs, baby. Surely you don't think I had anything to do with asking Mumsy to do this?
Of course not, Chatsworth. We know you're trying to do the right thing, and you're not a low-down bum.
That's right, you low-down bum.
Maynard, we know you're turning into a right guy, Chatsworth, but I'm afraid we'll never be able to convince the other fellas.
Yeah, they all think you're a low-down bum. You low-down bum. No offense.
No offense.
No offense, Chatsworth, but Maynard's right. They'd like to roll you up in a sack and then use you for kicking field goals. Yes, sir, Chatsworth was positively the most hated man in the Army, including the MPs. But then all of a sudden there was a change. Change? It was a revolution.
Hey, Chatsworth, everybody loves you. Oh, lovable.
Well, yesterday I was hateful. You're the most lovable, hateful fellow in camp.
But I'm bewildered. Why all at once am I everybody's beloved friend?
Haven't you heard?
How can I hear? Nobody talks to me. But whatever the reason for my sudden overwhelming popularity, I'll wager I know who's behind it.
Now, gentlemen, as you see, I have bought up all the lands in all directions adjoining this army post. Now, I will show you a full-scale model of the recreation center which I intend to donate to this army base.
We are most anxious to see it, Mrs. Osborne.
Naturally you are. Very well, stand by, hats off, and voila.
Where?
This is the recreation center I will donate to this post.
Mrs. Osborne, you are a jewel in the crown of American motherhood.
Oh, please, no fawning, Colonel. Now, here we have the 5 indoor swimming pools. Here are the tennis courts. Here's the polo field.
Superb.
Over here, we will maintain 28 lanes of bowling, 4 ballrooms with continuous floor show, and a free gown.
Bully.
Quiet, please. And that high tower will be my living quarters. As you know, I will take up residence on this post.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Naturally. Well, gentlemen, I have 10,000 cubic yards of cement to pour before dark, so you will excuse me.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, just one more thing for the press releases. Now, what are we calling this glorious pleasure dome?
Why, the private first-class Chatsworth Osborne Recreation Center. What else? At ease, soldier. What? Well, I'll see about this.
Like, hey, here he comes.
Come on, fellas, all together.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. Yay! Golly, chaps. If you really and truly mean it, am I really and truly a jolly good fellow?
Yeah, like the jolliest and like the goodiest.
Chatsworth, you're everybody's friend. Hey, let's give him a ride through town and prove how much we like him. Yeah.
Would you all love me just as much if there weren't going to be any recreation center?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Because there isn't going to be any recreation center.
What happened, Chatsworth? Your mother backed out?
Oh, no. Mumsy's dead game.
You mean the Army won't go for it?
The Army has approved everything.
Then who's like putting the whammy on this deal?
I am.
Like you?
Like I.
You mean no 28 lanes of bowling?
Try to understand.
And no 4 dance halls?
Try.
No free chewing gum?
I'm absolutely desolate, Bunkies, but...
Chatsworth, this note. How dare you tell me to stop construction? I've a good mind to take away your shiny new yacht and your platinum motor scooter.
Mumsy, money isn't everything.
Money isn't everything. Oh, doctors, nurses, medics. Oh, this boy is not well. Stretcher bearers.
Mumsy, I am quite well.
Oh, ridiculous. No Osborne says money isn't everything unless he's completely out of his head.
Now, hear me, Mumsy. I am simply trying to tell you that it is impossible to buy respect with basketball suits and recreation centers.
Well, how else would a schnook like you win respect?
But that is the only way I can win it. I suppose I shall have to learn to get along without it.
I take that to mean that you are to try to get along without your mother, too. You bull-headed, persnickety boy. Well...
Now, hear me out, Mumsy. The Army brought me up here to try to teach me to protect you and all the other Mumsies in the USA. Now, how can I learn to protect you if you're up here trying to protect me all the time?
You protect me? But you're just a boy.
A boy?
A little boy.
Mumsy, how did you just describe me a minute ago?
Bull-headed and persnickety.
And how do you describe the grown-up Osborne men?
Bull-headed and persnickety. You mean?
Exactly. The Mumsies are always last to know.
Oh, why did I let them cut off your curls so soon? I told them 14 was too young.
There, Mumsy. I've grown up, that's all. Your little boy has grown up.
When I get home, I'm going to take your first little blue sports car and have it dipped in gold.
And you won't try to force the recreation center down our throats?
Of course not. Did George Washington's mother build swimming pools for the Continental Militia?
No.
Did Custer's mother buy Indian suits for all the boys at Little Bighorn?
No.
No, they made good on their own, just like you will. Just like all the bull-headed persnickety Osborns.
Mumsy, I love you.
All right, Chatsworth, break clean. And another thing.
Yes, Mumsy.
If I don't see eagles on your shoulder by Christmas, don't bother coming home.
Maynard, that Chatsworth's quite a guy.
Dobe, how can you say such a thing about a creep who slickered us out all that free chewing gum?
Maynard, let me put it to you this way. You're sitting in a foxhole alongside another soldier, see? And the guns are firing and the shells are exploding all around you.
Me, Dobe?
Maynard, it's just a for instance. Now, if you were in this foxhole, what kind of fellow would you like this other soldier to be?
I don't want one soldier. I want like a whole regiment.
Maynard, the soldier fighting beside you ought to have guts. Good old-fashioned guts.
Like true.
Like true. And I give you the first man in history with the guts and the courage to stand up to Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr.
Good buddy. Chum, foxhole pal.
Hold on, chaps. What's going on?
No offense, Chatsy, but we love you.
You're not saying that just to make me feel better. You really mean that?
Sure we mean it, Chatsworth. You're on your way. Before long, you'll be one of the boys, a real soldier in the U.S. Army.
Just like me.
Oh, for joy, for joy.
If the Army can take the two of you, then bring on the enemy.
Like, hi, good buddies. Who's winning?
It's pretty close, Maynard. I started off by taking...
Oh, no
two
use explaining to me, Dobe. I don't like dig bridge.
Dobie do, I owe you much thanks for what has happened. And believe me, I have learned my lesson.
What lesson?
I'm going to curb my natural superiority.
Attaboy, Chatsworth.
Starting tomorrow.
Wants a gal who's dreamy, Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
General, I am happy to report that the technical problems of Operation Moonshot have been solved. We are now ready to launch our missile into space.
Excellent. And I am happy to report that all human problems involved in Operation Moonshot have also been solved.
Excellent.
Except for one little thing.
Oh?
We've tested hundreds of young men to be launched into space. Fine, strong, intelligent, capable specimens.
Top drawer.
But that is precisely the trouble with our experiment. We've tested only superior specimens. The average man is neither so strong, nor so intelligent, nor so capable.
True, true. Well, what do you suggest, Doctor?
Well, since most of our missile flights will be carried out by average, not superior persons, it is vital that we carry out one more test. Let us find not the most strong, intelligent, and capable, but the least strong, intelligent, and capable.
Excellent.
Once we know how much such an inferior specimen can stand, then we'll know how much anyone can stand.
That is high-level thinking, Doctor.
I will put our entire organization to work at once to find such a specimen.
Gentlemen, our calculating machines have been working day and night sorting out candidates for Operation Moonshot.
Well, have you found our man?
Scientific technology has come up with exactly the man we're looking for. The least strong, least capable, least intelligent human we could possibly find.
You rang?
Dobie. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie. Doo-ba.
Since I got into the Army a few months ago, I've been proud of many things. The way my platoon shaped up into a real tough fighting outfit, the way our muscles have hardened, the way we've learned to dish it out and to take it, and the stout-hearted way my friend Maynard G. Krebs behaved when he found out exactly what kind of an experiment he'd been chosen for.
Let me out of here. I ain't gonna go zooming into that wild blue out there yonder. Let me out of here.
Maynard, it's an honor that they chose you. Think of what you'll be doing for science.
Let science look out for himself. I ain't heading for the moon. I got enough trouble right here in dry land.
Private Krebs, you won't be zooming out anywhere. This is a ground experiment.
You'll simply be sealed off in a dummy space capsule to test your reactions.
All alone in one of them tin cans? Oh, no, I get like lonesome in crowded movies.
Maynard. Oh, you gotta watch him. He's kind of tricky.
At ease, Krebs. You won't be alone. There's another participant in this experiment. Corporal Kilroy.
Corporal Kilroy?
You two will be spending a lot of time together. I'd better introduce you. Corporal Kilroy, will you?
Man, keep trying to get me to shave.
Private Gillis, Private Krebs, this is Corporal Kilroy.
Only 3 feet tall and a corporal. Must have relatives up in high places.
This experiment is the final dress rehearsal for Kilroy. For a year now, we've been preparing him to be the first chimp in outer space.
You're gonna send that poor little two-legged cat out to space, Phil?
Don't worry, Kilroy. We'll bring you down safely.
Oh, I'm getting like scared. I want to get up there with him, too.
Maynard.
I warned you to be careful. That creature is the backbone of our experiment. And so is the chimp.
We're trying our best to calm them down, sir.
They're both frightened to death.
Well, talk to them. Tell them they have nothing to fear. Use reason, common sense, logic.
Well, according to our survey, that might work on the chimp, sir, but I'm not so sure of Krebs.
Sir, may I talk to Private Krebs, please?
Oh, yes, go ahead, son. Do your patriotic bit to save Operation Moonshot.
Yes, sir. Maynard, Maynard, it isn't often that a fella gets a chance like you're being offered to serve your country, to serve science, to make this a better world.
Couldn't I do all them things home in bed?
This is the kind of assignment a man should be proud to undertake. If you go through with it, you'll be a better man, and civilization will be better off because of your contribution.
Gee, Dope, I'm getting like all misty.
There, Maynard.
There, Kilroy. If I can do it, you can do it.
Krebs and that chimp are going to present tremendous difficulties. Locked in that capsule for a month, there's no telling what they'll do.
What we need is somebody to control them.
Exactly.
Dr. Halsey, you mean...
Right. There's only one other man absolutely essential to the success of our space program.
Yes.
No! Couldn't we, like, trade this gig in for 8 years on KP, huh?
We can peel potatoes like nobody's business.
Quiet, Gillis, Krebs. Now, I order all of you to stop being afraid. This is only a dummy space capsule. It's never going to leave the ground.
The real one is over here. This is the one that's going up into space.
Now, you three pioneers are going to be sealed off in this capsule for the next 30 days. That's so we can observe your behavior under the cramped conditions, the endless monotony, and the terrible loneliness of space patrol.
You'll eat nothing but the concentrated food pellets in this glass jar.
Once that porthole closes, you'll be as completely cut off from the outside world as if you were actually racing towards the moon.
But couldn't we make it like a short trip like to Cleveland?
From time to time, we'll observe your behavior through the porthole.
Any more questions before we close the porthole?
Yes, sir, Colonel. I have like a question. Ain't I like too puny and sickly and
All right,
delicate to
then.
make a
Good luck, Welcome to Insecure Airlines.
Maynard.
Care for some chewing gum?
Look.
Coffee to your milk, sir.
Maynard, take him in.
Wake me when we pass Cleveland.
Maynard.
Well, gentlemen, I just flew in from Washington. Well, what's the men's condition after 8 days in the cabin?
One is sleeping.
Krebs?
Gillis.
One is pacing anxiously, showing anxiety.
Krebs?
No, the chimp.
He's climbing up into the pipes.
The chimp?
No, Krebs.
Uh-huh. Strain is beginning to tell. He's starting to twirl a yo-yo.
Krebs?
The chimp.
Well, what kind of condition are they in?
We won't know until we give them a thorough physical examination at the end of the 15th day.
Now they're starting their regular afternoon card game.
Gillis and Krebs.
Gillis and the chimp. Krebs is still up in the pipes.
We might as well leave now. We'll never learn anything from their card games. They always turn out the same.
Let's quit. I don't want anybody to lose too much money. Gone, he does it every time.
It ain't fair. He uses his feet.
Yeah.
Hey, Dope, I got an idea. Let's get some food. Food!
Maynard, please, save that for work.
Work!
You can't eat. You just had lunch.
Some lunch. 2 miserable little pills washed down by 2 more miserable little pills. Hey, Dope, just this once, can't I have seconds?
Well, we're not supposed to. But I guess nobody's looking. So, okay. But this is the last time.
One to my fuzzy buddy. Like bloom time, huh, fuzzy buddy? Me too. We're stashed away in this outer space tin can like a bunch of sardines. Sardines? Oh, nice, juicy, oily sardines with rye bread and butter, and chocolate cookies and donuts. And Maynard G. Krebs, you are a hungry dreamer. Oh, it's no use trying to bust out, fuzzy buddy. This is the Alcatraz of Spaceville. We're gonna be stuck. You know what you're doing? You're like digging an escape hatch. That's what you're like doing. Oh. Ooh, and you know what's out there, fuzzy buddy? You know what's out there? Food. Food! Ooh, like, wow. Oh, boy. And no, I can't do it.
Man, will you hold it down? What are you doing?
Nothing, buddy, nothing. You just go right back to sleep, huh? La, 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 la. Shh, don't wake him up. He's square and he don't like big cheating. And that's what we're doing, cheating. We're supposed to be helping our country on an experiment, the United States of America. And my conscience will let me do it anyhow. Oh, my stomach's growling so loud I can't hear my conscience. Well, if I go, they'll shoot me for a deserter. Of course, if I stay, I'll be so skinny they won't have nothing to shoot. Oh, Maynard G. Krebs, what are you? A strong, patriotic, self-sacrificing, heroic coward who's going to help his country? Or a weak, cowardly, wishy-washy, hungry coward who's going to find himself a big, sizzling, succulent, savory steak to eat? And I just answered my own question. Come on, we'll go get something. You wait here till I get out first. Wait. Come on, Fuzzy Buddy. Come on. Now, Fuzzy Buddy. Which way to the mess hall? There we go.
Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
Maynard, I must be dreaming, but what a dream. I smell roast chicken and potatoes swimming in butter and hot apple pie.
Man, you're sure dreaming up a slew of kicks. You better head back to Sleepsville. Hey, Doe, since we're stuck with them little white pills, and since we're all American-type heroes, we ought to like to use willpower and never give way to light temptation.
Maynard, where'd you get that roast chicken?
Hey, you're starting to talk real good. Well. Fancy meeting you here. Why'd you tell me he was here, you little think?
Nice going, Maynard. Now you've ruined the whole experiment. You know, I'm going to have to tell the colonel about this.
Dope? You'd rat on me?
Maynard, how about science? How about space travel? How about the conquering of new worlds?
How about a slice of roast chicken we snuck up from the mess hall? Dope, you wouldn't squeal on me, would you?
It won't be squealing. It's my patriotic... No, Maynard, I'd drag you into this in the first place. I can't rat on you now.
You'll never regret it, good buddy, because what's it gonna hurt? I mean, who's ever gonna find out me and the chimp have been eaten?
Amazing. Krebs and the chimp have been in that cabin for 15 days, and each has gained 15 pounds. It's a miracle of medical science.
That's what they've been saying about me ever since I was born.
Colonel? Excuse me, sir. Colonel, I have a request.
Request denied.
But you haven't even heard it yet.
Something to do with getting out of the rest of the experiment, right?
Right.
So?
So?
Request denied.
All right, men, back in the cabin. All except you, Kilroy.
What are you gonna do with my furry chum?
All right, Krebs, in you go. You've got 15 more days in that capsule.
Yes, sir.
All right, men, lock him up. Doctor, what about Kilroy here?
Colonel, the CHIMP is as ready as he's ever going to be. I see no reason to delay Operation Moonshot any longer.
All right, I'll put him in the other cabin right away. How soon do you expect to blast off?
Tomorrow morning.
Out to it, men.
Yes, sir. Well, Kilroy, you may be the first creature from Earth to land on the moon. Who knows what strange sights you may see there. All right, Kilroy, in you go. Good luck, Corporal.
What's wrong, Maynard?
No, nothing, Dope.
What is it?
I sure miss Kilroy.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Now what?
I sure am hungry.
Yeah. All right, Maynard. Now what?
I sure miss Kilroy, and I sure am hungry.
I'm hungry, yeah. Well, why don't you go out and look for some food?
And for Kilroy? Good thinking. Oh, there you are, Fuzzy Fuzzy. My car, little chump. I I got like lonesome without you. Yeah. What's been going on, huh? What? Oh, yeah? You know, I like being with you. I mean, you make me feel like right at home. Like you were my family, like. Hey, maybe you are. Did you ever study evolution in school? Oh, no. Chimps don't go to school, do they? Yeah. Lucky dogs. Hey, that's funny what I said. Lucky dogs. 'Cause you ain't a dog, you're a monkey. No offense. Well, where was I? Oh, yeah, evolution. Well, in high school, which I got out of 6 weeks ago, which I got into 6 years ago. Well, anyhow, in high school, I learned all about evolution. Very interesting jazz. You see, men and monkeys all have the same ancestor. Darwin, I think he is. And he believed in the survival of the fattest. Fittest, yeah, fittest. Well, in evolution, I learned all about how the species developed. You know, like elephants and tigers and people and goonie birds. You see, the lowest form of life is the one cell. And, of course, if you've ever been in jail, you know how low that is. Anyhow, about this evolution jazz. You and I are kind of like alike, only we're different, too. For instance, you got hair all over your body, and all I got is hair here in my chin. Of course, if I let my beard grow long enough, I'd have hair all over my body, too, but we'd still be different. I mean, I'm superior to you. No offense. I mean, let's take the things you can do and the things I can do. What can you do? Well, let's see, you can climb trees and peel a banana and turn somersaults and ride a bicycle, and simple things like that. Now, me, on the other hand, well, come to think of it, I don't climb trees too good, and I do have a lot of trouble peeling bananas. I usually have to get Dobie to help me. And if you want to know the real truth, I ain't the greatest at turning somersaults. But I do know how to ride a bicycle. Well, it's not a bicycle exactly. It's more like a tricycle. I wonder why they keep telling me I'm superior to you. Well, it says so in the book, so it must be true. On this planet anyhow, and but where you're going, Fuzzy Buddy, things might be different. I mean, on the moon and Mars and all like that, maybe you'll be superior. I mean, if all them outer space cats got like 6 eyes and 8 legs and green and purple spots, like I saw in the movie The Monsters Devoured Cleveland, you gotta be superior. Boy, I hope you don't run into them cats with 6 eyes and 8 legs and green and purple spots. Man, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. I wonder how come we want to go up into space anyhow. I mean, all that money getting spent and all them scientific brains thinking and all them engineers engineering, all that work just to go up there and see cats with 6 eyes, 8 legs, and green and purple spots. I mean, what good does it do? If we took all that money and put it to work right here on Earth, we'd be a lot better off than flying around in space, I bet you. Gee, think of the good things we could do. Like curing the common cold and getting hi-fi sets for everybody in the whole world. Man, what a swinging planet we'd have. Ooh. Yeah, everybody dancing and nobody sneezing. You can have it, Fuzzy Buddy. If there's one thing I am, it's glad that I ain't gonna go whooshing out into space. No, sir, not me, Maynard G. Krebs. No, sir. Never, never, never.
All right, then. Seal it up. And tell the porthole. Doctor doesn't want the chimp to get nervous. Make sure the escape hatch is secure. Well, men, you are about to witness history. Inside that capsule is a little chimpanzee named Corporal Kilroy. But is he a mere chimpanzee? No. He's American vision, American know-how, America's promise to lead mankind into a brave new tomorrow. You know what that is? That's little Corporal Kilroy trying to get through to us. And do you know what he's trying to say?
Let me out! Let me out!
He's trying to say, stand by, Moon. Here I come. All right, Ben, this work can be done. That capsule must be out to the launching pad immediately. We blast off at dawn. Exactly 3 hours.
Don't kiss me so much, girls. You'll have to stand in line. And your hot breath is melting the buttons on my astronaut uniform. Maynard? Maynard, I was dreaming again. Maynard? Maynard, you see all these beautiful girls. Maynard? 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 It's gone. Oh, that Maynard.
Stand by for Operation Moonshot. Prepare to blast off. We will now begin the countdown.
Countdown!
200, 199, 198, 197, 196, 195, 194, 193, 192, 191, 190, 189, 188, 187, 186.
Post operator.
Hey, operator, get me the control tower at the missile basin. Hurry, please.
What number are you calling?
I don't know the number, but it's a control tower.
That number is Oceanside 6000.
Operator?
Please write the number down in case you need it again in the future.
Sure. Now, operator, if...
Post operator, may I help you, please?
Yeah, operator, give me Oceanside 6000.
Oceanside 6000?
Right, hurry, please.
Oceanside 6000 is out of your dining zone.
Operator, the tower's right across the street. Can't you connect me?
Are you authorized to make a call out of your dining zone?
Operator, please, a human life's at stake.
Gracious.
You'll help me?
Of course. I will connect you with the communications CO.
No, please listen carefully. I'm calling the control tower at the missile base. The number's Oceanside 6000. It's out of my dialing zone, and I'm probably not authorized to call out of my dialing zone. But if I don't make this call out of my dialing zone, my dearest buddy's gonna blast off into another zone altogether. Now, you with me so far?
I will try to help you.
Yeah, bless you, ma'am, bless you.
You want Oceanside 6000?
Desperately.
May I have your name, please?
Dobie Gillis.
Your rank?
Private.
I am sorry, enlisted personnel are not permitted to call out of their dialing zone.
Yeah, but this is an emergency, a matter of life or death.
Oh, dear.
You understand?
Certainly.
Uh-huh.
So I will tell you how you may apply for special permission to make the call.
How?
Write a letter to the Post Communications Officer.
A letter?
In quadruplicate. Send one copy to the Post Communications Officer, one copy to regimental headquarters, and one copy to
4, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49.
You got a special pass.
Where do I get one?
From me.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Don't sir me, soldier. State the nature of your business.
I've got to stop the launching. My buddy's in that rocket.
State your friend's name, rank, and serial number.
Maynard G. Krebs. He's a private, and I don't know a serial number.
You say this Grubbs is aboard the rocket ship?
Not Grubbs, sir. Krebs. Maynard G.
There's no Maynard G. Grubbs on the passenger list.
Try Krebs.
Him neither.
He accidentally stowed away.
Now, there's a wild story.
You wouldn't think so if you knew Maynard G. Krebs.
You sure you ain't one of those foreign spies over here to louse up our space program?
Do I look like a foreign spy?
Well, I don't know. You don't get many foreign spies around here. You better come have a talk with the security officer. He'll be finishing this golf game any minute now.
Stop! Don't stop! Don't do it! Stop!
Countdown's over.
I demand a recount. Goodbye, Maynard, old buddy. Dearest pal and crony. Astronaut. Satellite rider. Moon visitor.
thank you. You moon people are like real friendly and like real cool.
Dobie, wants a gal who's creamy. Dobie, wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Just a few days ago, I was an unworried civilian. Today, I'm still a civilian, but I worry a good deal. And all because of this letter. And it started off so friendly, too. Greetings. Your enlistment in the United States Army has been processed, and from that point on, it gets too painful to read. But the way it changed my life, wow. I mean, everybody started treating me like I was marked fragile, handle with care. Even my dad. Dad, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I was just.
You just what?
I just, came in to tuck you in.
Tuck me in?
What's wrong with that? I mean, what's so strange about a father wanting to tuck his son in? Oh, I wish I had a buck for every time I tucked you in. I could retire and go to Acapulco and loll around on the sand with all those rich folks and not work my fingers to the bone trying to support a kid who doesn't appreciate it when his old man wants to tuck him in.
Okay, Dad, okay. Here, tuck me in. There. Thanks, Dad. Thanks.
Anything else?
Do you want to burp me? No, just kidding, Dad. Just kidding.
Oh, smart.
Good night, Dad. Good night.
Good night, boy.
Something you wanted, Dad?
No, I just...
Oh, well, good night, Dad.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, boy. Anything you wanted?
What'd you have in mind, Dad?
Oh, well, I was just thinking that...
Okay, Dad, okay. Whatever it is, I want it.
Shove over. Gee, I've done this a lot of times, too. Lullaby and good night. Thy father's delight.
Dobie,
Yep, that's one way my father's been acting lately. Like he had a soft spot in his heart, clear up to his head. But then all of a sudden, he'd start to act a different way. It was spooky. Take this morning at the crack of dawn.
Herbert T. Gillis, have you gone completely out of your mind? Don't you know that it's 5 o'clock in the morning?
Of course I know it's only 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the whole idea.
Dad, what was that terrible tune you were playing?
That was not a terrible tune. That was reveille, and you better get used to it, boy, because when you get in the Army, you're going to hear it every a.m. at 5 o'clock as long as you wear that glorious uniform.
5 o'clock every morning?
Right.
I'll flip.
You will not. No son of Herbert T. Gillis flips in the Army. Besides, this is just part of a hot plan I got to break in gradual to all these new GI things.
A hot plan? Well, it better not include me.
It does not, Winnie. Dismiss!
Yes!
back to bed, dear.
Well, that's better.
Not you. Come here. Now, look, in a few days, you're going into the Army, right?
Right.
Why, until you leave, we're going to run this place like the best spit and polish outfit in the whole United States Army. We got to toughen you up, boy, toughen you up.
We do?
Sure, and you're going to love it. Up every morning at 5 o'clock, calisthenics, manual of arms, field rations, barracks inspection.
Barracks inspection?
Sure, that's where you're going to live. Oh, and you're going to be way out in front of all those new recruits. Why, when you get new recruits, hey, maybe we better get Maynard in on this. After all, he's going into the Army with you, and he might as well have the benefit of my experience, too. Down, get your back in the oil. Gold bricks, you just now, sucking your gut. Down, up, get together, come on.
Poor boys, Herbert, don't be so rough on them.
Winnie, you are off limits. Keep going, don't stop. I got my eye on you, Winnie, and I don't like to push our boy any more than you do. But somebody's got to do it, or he'll get in the Army and fall apart at the seams.
Well,
look, Winnie, when he gets in the Army and he goes through all this hard work, why, he'll wind up spending half his time in the hospital.
Oh, dear.
And if he can't do it, they'll accuse him of gold breaking and off to the guardhouse. Somebody's got to do it, Winnie. It's for his own good.
you're right, Herbert. If we're soft on him, we're only hurting him.
You're right, girl, right.
Keep going, boys. We're not going to baby you anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow my rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow my cadence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What words do you think of when you hear names like General Patton or Captain Bligh? Toughness, discipline, hard as nails, right? Well, by normal standards, those fellows may have been pretty rough. But they were kindergarten teachers compared to former First Sergeant Herbert T. Gillis.
1, 2, 3, 4, detail, halt, at ease. It's indoctrination time.
Will it like hurt?
Maynard, indoctrination is strictly mental.
It'll like hurt.
Now, pay attention, boys. The Army's no hayride, you know. A sound mind and a sound body. That's what you need.
Right. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things about the good old United States Army. In my book, there's nothing better could happen to a young man than the good old United States Army. Oh, well, do I remember when I was enlisted 20 years ago? What was I? A small man running a small grocery in a small town. And what am I today?
A small man running a small grocery in a small town?
Soldier. The Army taught me courage, self-determination. The Army taught me to be a man of character.
That's right, boys. In the Army, you learn how to take care of yourselves. Self-reliance, teamwork.
Not to mention probably a good trade or profession.
Right.
Like right.
So why are we afraid of the Army, Maynard?
How should I know, Dobe? You started this whole thing.
Thanks to the United States Army, I am a man of character. You asked me how the United States Army made me into a man of character?
Not me. Did you ask him, Dobe?
Not me.
Well, I'll tell you how the United States Army made me into a man of character, because the United States Army is a great teacher. You asked me what the United States Army teaches, I'll tell you what the United States Army teaches.
You ask him, Dobe?
Not me.
Must be an echo around here or something.
The United States Army teaches you to be a man with guts, a man of discipline, a man of determination, a man of self-reliance. Dobie? You're in basic training. And your outfit is ordered to crawl a half-mile on their bellies with full packs.
A half mile?
On our bellies?
18 inches over your head is a murderous stream of machine gun fire.
Machine gun fire?
From real machine guns?
Do you panic, men? No. Why? Because you've been trained, you've been indoctrinated, you've attended the lectures. So what do? You creep and you crawl, inch by inch and foot by foot, and suddenly staring you right in the face is a murderous strand of barbed wire.
Barbed wire?
Like barbed wire?
And there you are. If you raise your head 3 inches, you ain't got it. And 3 inches in front of you, that murderous barbed wire. So what do?
I desert.
I really have no right to be worried about Dobie going into the Army. He's not going to be hurt, and they'll make an even better boy of him than he is. He'll be more reliable and self-disciplined and courteous.
So what are you carrying on about?
Because he's my baby.
Winnie, please. Cut that out. Oh, Winnie. Come on now. From here on in, we gotta be rough on Dobie. Unemotional. Casual.
Severe.
Rotten. Quiet! Now, Dobie's gonna have to keep his barracks spick and span, so I got him practicing on his room. I told him to strip it down, bare essentials, get rid of all that childish junk he's been collecting for years.
A sound idea.
That's right. Get him used to the lean, hard, Spartan life.
Hi. I think I got most of the junk, Dad.
Boy, and what a pile of junk. A busted ukulele, a Little League baseball cap, and what is this?
A petrified frog.
Oh, great. Just what the Army needs. A petrified frog in every footlocker.
The Army's no nursery school, you know.
That's right, Buster. No more silly, sentimental nonsense.
Yeah, what do you want me to do with all this stuff, Dad?
Burn it. Look at this. An old Parcheesi game.
Burn it.
An old bird's nest.
Burn it.
An old torn heart.
Burn it.
Yeah, oh, no, you don't.
Zelda.
Nobody burns this priceless memento while there's breath in my tiny body. Dobie, how could you forget?
Forget what?
Miss Blankenhorn's Friday afternoon dancing class. Don't you remember the Valentine's Day dance? Miss Blankenhorn took a bunch of paper valentines and cut them in half with the edges all kind of jagged. And she gave half to the boys and half to the girls. And each boy had to find the girl whose valentine matched his half. And look.
Zelda, this all seems kind of silly.
See? Dobie's matched mine and mine matched his, and I knew it was fate. I knew Dobie and I were meant for each other.
Zelda!
I've been saving my half since I'm 10 years old. Please, Mr. Gillis, don't make Dobie throw his away.
All right. Keep the torn heart, but the rest of this junk has got to go to the incinerator, boy.
Yeah.
Hold it, good buddy. You can't burn this. This was the first drum I ever beat. A drum. That's what they used to call a bongo in the olden days. It used to be your drum, good buddy, remember?
Yeah, I remember, Maynard.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw you, you were sitting in the park beating this drum. We were little tiny kids, about 1 year old.
About 10, Maynard.
Yeah, like that. Anyhow, you were beating that drum, and man, were you lousy. No offense.
No offense, no.
So I said to myself, Maynard G. Krebs, you gotta get that drum away from that offbeat cat who's running the bongos into the ground. Or your name ain't Maynard G. Krebs.
Excuse me, Maynard. I know this is a little off the subject, but that G in Maynard G. Krebs, I still don't know what it stands for.
Walter.
Oh.
So I said to myself, Maynard G. Krebs, you gotta get that drum away from that cat. So I tried to take it away from
Yeah,
him.
and I socked you in the jaw.
Yeah, and it hurt. I don't think I had no beard then.
No. So you tried to swap me something for the drum.
I tried to swap you everything. My bowl of tinfoil it took half my life to collect, my pet turtle, my slippery willow whistle, my appendix in a glass jar.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade.
You know, you were a hard man to do business with. Till I finally came up with something you really wanted, then we swapped and I got the drum.
Well, if you swapped Dobie for the drum, how come he wound up with it?
My mother made me trade it back.
Well, what did you trade for it in the first place?
My little brother Harold.
Sometimes I think you have an impediment in your head.
Gee, like, thanks, Mr. G. So you see how important this drum is to me. This is where I first learned the beat. Don't make Dobie burn it. Like, please, Mr. G.
All right. You keep the drum, you keep the torn heart, but the rest of this stuff has got to go. Is that clearly understood? No exceptions. All right, boy. To the incinerator on the double. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Detail. Oh, to the rear heart. You were going to burn these?
But, Dad, you said to take all this stuff to the
But I
incinerator.
did not say you should burn a man's cherished memories.
Cherished memories? This beat-up old pair of shoes?
For your information, Private Gillis, this beat-up old pair of shoes happens to be the first pair of shoes you ever had. I am not going to have them burned. I am going to have them bronzed.
Bronzed? Is that like French dipped?
Bronzed, Maynard. Bronze is a kind of metal you cover the shoes with.
Metal shoes? I don't know, Dope. Shoes ought to be made out of something like bendy, you know, something like...
Like leather?
Like each to his own taste. I kind of lean toward canvas.
Maynard, you do not have shoes bronzed so somebody can wear them. You have them bronzed so you can keep them forever as a cherished memory. Oh, how well I remember the night I brought these home. It's a little over 18 years ago. I remember the night Doe was born, and I was in the Army then myself, the big war, you know, and I was home on my first furlough. Grocery store, Herbert T. Gillis. Oh, hello, Ed. Yeah, no, I got a weekend furlough. Yeah, you know, Winnie and little strangers on his way. No, I hitchhiked in. I'm going to hitchhike back. Yeah, I've been saving up on those coupons, you know. I want to have enough gas for that big mad trip. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll call you the next time I'm in, Ed. Yeah, say hello to the guys down at the shipyard for me, huh? Okay, so long. Oh, there you are. I was just going to bring this up to you. It's a little present I got you. It's a bed jacket for in the hospital.
Oh, Herbie, it's lovely. Oh, I'm certainly going to be one of the 10 best-dressed women in that maternity ward.
Yeah, and your old lady yapping you should have married Sheldon Klug, the plumber. Hey, wait, I got something else in here, too. Oh, here's something. I'm going to put you to work. You're going to have to sew this on my uniform.
Herbie, they've made you a colonel.
Oh, wait, a colonel. It's one stripe. It means I'm a private first class.
Oh, you're first class, all right. I'm glad the Army appreciates that.
Yeah, and I got something else in here, too. A little present for Dobie.
Oh, Herbie, dear, I do hope you've been sensible and gotten something that both girls and boys can use, because after all, we don't know what Dobie's going to be.
What do you mean we don't know? It's gotta be a boy. Whoever heard of a girl named Dobie? Here it is, kid. His first pair of shoes. Oh, what are you laughing at? What's so funny?
Well, it's just...
Well, come on, what's the joke? And what's the matter? You begrudge your own kid a pair of shoes? You want him to go through life known as shoeless Dobie Gillis?
No, dear, it's just that babies don't need shoes, not for months. I mean, some babies don't even walk until they're a year old.
Not this baby, kid. Why, little Dobie's going to be running all over the place in 2 weeks. Just think, Winnie, the little feet that go in these shoes can take our boy any place he wants to go. Right up the ladder of success, all the way to the top.
Herbert, I feel kind of funny. Will you get me to the hospital, please?
Now?
Yes, Herbert.
The hospital. Now?
Yes, Herbert.
How do you know?
No, dear, I just know. Now, come on.
Are you sure?
Yes, dear, I'm sure.
How can you be sure?
Well, I have an instinct for these things.
I guess I just have to take your word for it. Now. Now? Well, what are you standing there for? Come on. Oh, wait, you better go with me. Come on, now, take it easy. Don't trip over anything. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Almost forgot something. I gotta take these so Dobie can walk home from the hospital.
Dad?
Herbert? Mr. Gillis?
Oh, let me alone. Can't a man look at a pair of baby shoes without everybody yapping at him?
Yeah, those are my folks, and they really love me. Oh, sure, sometimes they're a little unreasonable, and they yell at me, and they don't let me have the car when I want it, like that, but... If they really love me, why do they treat me like that? Ah, of course they love me. And love is the greatest thing in the world. Ask anybody.
You're wrong, Dobe. The greatest thing in the world is jazz.
No, Maynard, the greatest thing in the world is love.
Sure, Dobe, like when you love jazz.
Yeah, that doesn't compare with loving people.
People? Like mothers?
Right, Maynard.
Like fathers?
Right.
Like aunts and uncles?
Right, and like girls, too.
Like bye, Dobe.
Maynard, someday you'll learn that loving a girl's the best kind of love there is. It gives you a wonderful feeling, like something running around inside your chest, like some happy little furry animal.
Like chipmunks?
Yeah, like chipmunks.
Like squirrels?
Well, yeah, like squirrels.
Like beavers?
Maynard, beavers are a little big to be running around inside your chest.
It all depends on the size of your chest, don't it?
Well, yeah, you look
I
at
bet
it.
even with a little tiny chest like yours, you could get a couple beavers in there if they was all kind of squinched up.
Squinched up?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, look.
Now take bears. You never get a bear in there.
Maynard, enough!
Take them, buddy. Go on.
Now, you get this wonderful feeling, see?
Ooh, man, or a tiger. Man, you'd be in big trouble with a tiger in there. All that clawing and scratching and swinging that big stripy tail. Oh, man, I never want a tiger inside. Hello?
Hi, Zelda.
Never mind the small talk. I'm here for a reason.
Oh?
I know you're worried about going into the Army.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. New world, new life, new problems. Of course you're worried.
Well, maybe just a little.
Right. That's why I'm here. I'm going to give you some comfort, a rock you can cling to in the troubled days ahead.
Like what?
Like me.
Zelda!
Dobie, while you're in the Army, I want you to be absolutely, positively confident of one thing. I'll be waiting for you.
Figures.
Through thick and thin, through storm and strife, through fair weather and foul, I'll be waiting.
Zelda, no offense, but who asked you?
Dobie, you mean after all these years you're still fighting me?
Zelda, let me put this as kindly as possible. I've always said you're a fine girl and a true friend, and you've got a big heart and a big brain and a lot of perseverance.
Right. Brains, heart, guts, decency, loyalty, sweetness. That's me, true?
True, but
But you're looking for some pretty, empty-headed little piece of fluff with a heart like a stone and a brain like a raisin.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Well, I would, and I'm right. When are you going to get wise, you poor dear fool? Now, let's say you find this gorgeous girl. What's the future going to be like? Don't you know that beauty disappears, skin wrinkles, teeth crumble, hair falls out? What do you end up with? A hag with no brains in her shrunken head and no love in her withered heart.
Zelda.
Take the long view,
Look.
Poopsie. Take me. What's my future like? Just this. I'm going to get braver and better and smarter and sweeter. The only thing I'm not going to get is homelier. Now, how can you lose?
Zelda,
No,
look.
don't give me an answer now because you're just too dumb. Maybe time will bring a little intelligence to that tiny brain pan. A slim possibility, but we live in hope. Anyhow, Poopsie, I'll be waiting.
Zelda!
I'll be waiting.
Yep, my family and friends. They're a hard bunch of people, all right. They're about as tough as a bowl of mush. And I love them for it. But I've got to admit one thing. When the day finally came for me to go off to the Army, they stuck to their guns. No tears, no demonstrations, no sloppy sentiment.
He's coming down now to say goodbye, so don't forget, unemotional.
Tough, unconcerned.
Casual.
Well?
This is it.
Yes, this is it.
That's what it is. It.
I'll write you off, and
If you happen to think of it, okay.
Don't put yourself out.
You got nothing better to do.
I don't want you to worry about me.
Worry.
That's a laugh.
Hardy har har.
And a heart.
Well,
You better hurry up, boy. You're going to miss your bus.
That's right. The Army's got no patience for soldiers who show up late.
The Army's no country club, you know.
yeah. Well, Dad,
What?
don't you want to shake hands?
If you want.
Mom,
So long, kid.
Zelda.
On your horse, boy. Time's a-wasting. Dobie, his country's waiting and he's wrinkling. Go already.
Yeah, I guess I better. Well, so long.
Bye.
So long.
So long.
Well, you came through with flying colors, ladies. Unemotional.
Tough.
Unconcerned.
Casual.
Excuse me, I don't want to disturb.
What can I do for you?
Well, I did want a can of sardines.
Large or small?
What's the difference in price?
Well, the small is 28 cents.
And the large?
46.
I'll take the small.
Anything else?
Half a pound of Swiss cheese.
With or without?
What's the difference in price?
Without is 48 cents.
And with?
My son.
All set, Maynard?
All set, good buddy.
Gee, it gives you kind of a funny feeling, doesn't it? I mean, leaving all the old familiar things behind.
Yeah, it makes me like all misty, so I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
Right. Remember what your father said about having your baby shoes turn into bronze so we always can have them around?
Yeah.
Well, it gave me an idea, though.
An idea?
Yeah, watch. Hmm? Good thinking, huh?
Good thinking, Maynard. Uh-huh.
Dobie, how come nobody else ever tells me how smart I am?
Jealousy, Maynard. Pure jealousy. All set?
Yeah.
Well, we're off.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail. Dobie, wants a gal who's creamy. Dobie, wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
All right, take 5. Krebs, you're still wearing that beard, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yes, right where I left it, on the end of my chin.
I told you get rid of it.
The chin?
The beard.
Don't you tell him, like, please?
Sergeant, the recruiting officer back home told Maynard he could keep the beard as long as it doesn't interfere with his duties.
And I ain't never stepped on it nor signaled enemy with it.
Well, if you ask me, Krebs, you're getting away with murder.
I didn't ask him. Did you ask him, Joe?
Not me, no.
Krebs, I got my eye on you. Now, the second that this brush gets in your way...
Like...
Everything under control, Sergeant? We don't want any accidents with these new men.
No chance of that, sir. Checked into everything. The situation's completely under control.
All right, what's going on here?
What's the matter with this man?
Yeah, nothing, sir. He just got his beard caught in the bolt mechanism.
Sergeant, see that he gets rid of that beat-up monstrosity. It's dangerous, unsightly, and a menace to health and safety.
Yeah, I don't think much of it either. Here.
The beard, not the weapon.
I got you.
Krebs, now I got you. The next time I see this beard, I want it to be stark, staring, gloriously naked. Is that clear? Gillis, I'm detailing you to make sure Krebs gets shaved right now on a double move.
I won't do it. I'll run away. I'll go under the hill.
Maynard, that's over the hill and quiet. You're getting shaved.
I won't shave.
Dobie, Dobie,
In the short time I've been in the Army, I've learned a snootful about the duties and obligations of the American soldier. He must be energetic, he must be resourceful, he must be devoted to duty. But above all, he must be brave, manly, fearless, and bold.
I've had this beard ever since I've been a little tiny baby. I want to keep it.
You can keep it, Maynard. You can put it in a little bag and keep it under your pillow.
Oh, no.
Maynard!
No,
Maynard, come back here!
I ain't gonna say
Maynard, you got her shaved!
No, Dope, I'm scared. I don't even know if I got a chin under here.
Maynard.
Oh, man, I might be like old Adam's apple with
Maynard,
the chest
you've
up.
got a shave.
Oh, Dope, my family never went in for chins. Man, you should have seen the beard of my grandmother.
Hold your breath, soldier. This is it.
Oh, at least blindfold me before you shave, before I please, Dope.
To get you like shaved before the Army finds you home away from home in the guardhouse.
I got to shave, huh, Dope?
You gotta shave, yes, Maynard. Look, you're in the Army now. You've got to knuckle under. You've got to be one of the boys.
With this beard, it's a cinch I ain't one of the girls.
Look, Maynard, you're only...
Gillis! Krebs! Where are you, you miserable clowns? I'm gonna kill you! Gillis! Gillis!
Men, will you be seated, please?
Yes, sir. Hey, Dobe, this is the Army. If you keep standing there with your mouth open, they'll come along and yank a couple of teeth. Dobe!
You rang?
Your friend would like you to sit down, soldier, and so would I.
Forgive me, my angel in khaki ears, sir.
Next, we will take up the subject of the rights and privileges of the soldier.
How I'd love to hold that soft velvet hand in mine.
That's going to be kind of tough between salutes.
Yeah, I almost forgot she's an officer and I'm an enlisted man. She's not allowed to have anything to do with me. What a rotten break.
Cheer up, Dobe. A lot of people won't have nothing to do with me, and they ain't even officers.
Maynard, I could raise myself to her level. I could go to officers' candidate school. I could become a lieutenant.
I could be a giant if I was 4 feet tall.
Sure, why couldn't I be an officer? All it takes is hard work and perseverance and the ability to learn lots of things real fast. And I just answered my own question.
Now, which of you men is going to discuss the rights and privileges of the American soldier? And what about you, soldier?
Like me, sir?
Yeah, he's Private Krebs. I'm Private Gillis, Private Dobie Gillis. Lieutenant, I'd be more than happy.
At ease, Private Gillis.
Yes, sir.
Let us proceed, Private Krebs. The rights and privileges of the American soldier.
The Rights and Privileges of the American Soldier by Private Maynard G. Krebs. You know something, Lieutenant Ma'am, sir?
What?
We ain't got none.
Of course we have. In civilian life, I was a practicing attorney, and I can tell you that an American soldier is above all a citizen of the United States. He's entitled to such rights as religious tolerance, the right to vote, the right to military justice, including the right to demand a court-martial.
Court-martial? That's like a right?
It certainly is.
Oh, no, sir. Court-martial, they like lock you up in the guardhouse and all you get is old moldy bread and water with little green bugs in it.
You got it all wrong, Private Krebs.
What if a hypothetical recruiting officer told a hypothetical soldier that he could keep his beard, but a hypothetical sergeant told him he had to shave it off? Could he like demand a hypothetical court-martial instead?
Maynard, you're talking yourself straight into solitary confinement.
You state an interesting example, Private Krebs. Certainly the soldier could take it all the way up to a court-martial.
Like a hot.
As a matter of fact, there was a very similar case right here on the post last year. One of the soldiers refused his GI haircut.
Like a hot.
Quit before they get here with the handcuffs.
He took a court-martial and was defended by an enlisted man in his own platoon.
And he like won, huh?
What a trial it was.
And he like won, huh?
It was a magnificent display of democracy in action.
And he like won, huh?
Well, no, he lost. But it was a fascinating court-martial.
And he like lost, huh? He spent the rest of his life in the guardhouse eating old moldy bread and water.
Well, that's not the way it turned out at all. The soldier was given a very light sentence, and the enlisted man who handled his case was sent to officers' candidate school.
You like lost, huh? Well, farewell, old chum.
Lieutenant, did you say that the fellow who defended this other soldier was sent to officers' candidate school?
Right. He handled the case so beautifully, they felt he was officer material.
You like lost,
and now he's an officer and he can date other officers, like, for instance, you, Lieutenant?
And he like lost, huh?
Oh, well, that's all for today, men. Report back to your barracks. Class dismissed.
Officers Candidate School, Lieutenant Gillis. Lieutenant Portia Potter, I am Lieutenant Dobie Gillis, your equal. You and I will make
Good
such
buddy.
beautiful
Good buddy. You were right all along about my beard. I'm gonna find a razor in naked Chinsville.
Shave off your beard?
Yeah, I'm getting tired of people coming up and trying to buy cough drops off me anyhow.
Maynard, that's not a beard, it's a sacred principle.
Well, I'm gonna lather up and goodbye, sacred principle.
Maynard, you will touch that beard over my dead body. Show me one place in the Constitution where it says an American citizen cannot have a beard.
Like, wait here. I'll go home and read the Constitution.
You know what that beard is? It's constitutional. That's what it is.
Good buddy, you're all brain. I mean, you're up there with Socrates, Pluto, and Mort Saul.
Thank you, Maynard, but you haven't seen anything yet. Just wait till the court-martial.
Court-martial?
Uh-huh.
Good buddy, if a naked chin cat walks up to you and says like hello, it'll be like me.
Maynard, look, sit down. You've got to trust me. We'll win this case.
Like we'll?
Right, the two of us together.
Oh, dope, good buddy. You're all heart. I mean, locking yourself up in that old, damp, dark, scary old cell with your old buddy.
No, Maynard, you don't understand. I'm not exactly going to the guardhouse with you.
Oh, you're going to bake me a cake with a file in it?
No, I'm defending you in the court-martial.
No offense, but I'd rather have a cake with a file in it.
Oh, there you are, Krebs.
Yeah, where?
Didn't I order you to shave off that beard?
Well, if anything happens,
Private Krebs refuses to shave.
Oh, you refuse,
On his
huh?
constitutional rights.
Look here, Krebs, I know how it is when a soldier's new in the army, and he's homesick and he's scared,
Oh,
but
don't try to crawl out of it, Sergeant. He's going to fight this thing right up to the White House.
Krebs, All right. Don't move. I'll be right back.
Don't worry. He'll be right here. Don't worry about that.
Ooh, he looked mad, Dob. I wonder where he's going.
To get advice, probably. Didn't you see the look on his face when I mentioned the Constitution? Ah, Maynard, you've got him right where you want him.
Stone walls are not a prison, mate. Nor iron bars a cage.
Maynard, enough! Maynard, stop worrying. You've got the Army scared to death.
And like vice versa. I can get 6 months in the guardhouse. 6 months is longer than a year. I'll be wearing a striped suit and a ball and a chain and breaking rocks and doing all kinds of prisoner-type work. Work! Stone walls are not a prison, mate. Nor iron bars a cage.
Maynard, enough! I'll handle this. All you've got to do is show him you know your rights. You've got absolutely nothing to be scared of.
At ease. All right, where is he? Where is that prisoner?
That's the man, Colonel.
Yeah, that's
Private
the man
Krebs.
right
there, sir. Private Krebs.
Great Scott, Sergeant, you had no right to mistreat this prisoner.
Yeah, no, sir. Maynard always looks like that.
Sergeant, make a note. Keep that man out of sight whenever we start a new recruiting program.
Yes.
Out of business. Soldier, I hear you refuse to shave off that beard.
Who said
He's
so?
the
Who
man,
said
sir. He's the man.
Now look here, Dribs.
Colonelship, it's Krebs. Private Maynard.
Maynard, I'll answer the question.
And who in blazes are you?
Private Gillis, sir, in charge of this case.
What?
New regulations, sir. Enlisted men may serve as counsel for the accused.
Now, Sergeant, let me see a list of the charges against this prisoner. Disgraceful. Direct disobedience.
That's right.
Do you realize you could get 6 months in the guardhouse for this?
Calculated risk, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, on bread and water. Moldy old bread and water with little green
Maynard.
bugs in it. And
Stone walls!
Maynard, cease and desist.
Krebs, I should prosecute you to the limit. But I may go easy on you. Just looking at you, I can tell that you're a rather, shall we say, unusual type of soldier.
It's American know-how, sir.
Yes. Krebs, a legal officer from the Judge Advocate General's office, is coming here on his regular tour of inspection next week. Now, I don't want him to think that we on this post don't temper justice with mercy, especially in regard to new and,
Unusual?
soldiers like you.
Well, I go with all the Yankee ingenuity, sir.
So I tell you what I'm going to do. You shave off that beard, and I'll tear up these charges, and...
I'll be in Scotland before you. Oh, boy, no moldy old bread, no water, little green bugs in it like, wow, wow! Ooh.
That's straight thinking, soldier. Sergeant, release the prisoner.
Oh, now, just a minute. Just a darn minute. Don't let him out.
What?
Like what? I'm sorry, Colonel, but Private Krebs cannot accept your offer.
He can't.
I can't.
He stands on principle.
He does.
I does.
Principle? What principle?
Principle? What principle?
The principle that the order to shave off his beard is unconstitutional.
I does.
In fact, he may be able to prove that the whole United States Army is unconstitutional.
Oh, I get it. A couple of guardhouse lawyers. Well, I think I know what to do with a thing like this. Soldier, you're inciting to riot, spreading false rumors, gross insubordination, mutiny. Now, what's that one they threw at Benedict Arnold?
Overtime parking?
Oh, yes. Treason.
Oh, no. I mean, like, have mercy, like, please. Oh,
Keep
please.
smiling, troublemaker. You may get out of the guardhouse by the end of the month, but I can't guarantee which year.
Don't be discouraged, Maynard. It looked bad for Captain Dreyfus of the French Army, too.
But he got off?
You bet. And all he served was 9 years on Devil's Island. They say I got my eyes and chin from my father, and my nose and forehead from my mother. The one thing that I developed all by myself was my big, fat mouth. But I still had one hope. Lieutenant Portia Potter of the Military Justice Department. I hoped against hope that she'd come up with an idea. And she did.
Plead insanity.
It's a long shot, but Maynard might be just the one to pull it off.
Not Maynard, you. How on earth did you ever get him into such a mess?
Gosh, Lieutenant, you told us soldiers have rights.
I know. It's my fault, too. Oh, doggone it. If only that officer from the Judge Advocate General's office weren't coming.
From the head legal office of the Army?
Right. He'll be here for the court-martial.
Hey, if I make a real smart defense of Maynard's beard, maybe he'll commission me right there on the spot, and I won't even have to go to OCS. We can start dating right away.
Gillis, is that why you took on Maynard's case, so you could become an officer and take me out?
Well, yes and no.
Meaning what?
Meaning yes, I would like to be an officer and take you out, and meaning no. Somehow, suddenly, it's gotten to be something much more important than just taking you out.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
All of a sudden, I've come to realize that there's a principle involved here. A big principle. You said it yourself, Lieutenant. Soldiers have rights just like any other citizen. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for Maynard, happiness is a bunch of whiskers on the end of his chin. Well, Lieutenant, maybe I haven't got a chance of winning this thing, but I've got to fight just the same.
Gillis, you're kind of a nut, but you're absolutely right.
Gee, I hope so. I keep thinking of my poor buddy Maynard locked up in the guardhouse while I walk around free as a bird. Tomorrow I'll be home on a weekend pass, and Maynard, where will he be? Behind bars.
So, what's the worst that can happen to him?
Oh, he spends 3 months on KP, garbage detail, scrubbing the barracks like that.
And how does Maynard spend his time when he is not being punished?
On KP, garbage detail,
scrubbing the barracks. See, it's all the same thing. You can't possibly hurt him, boy.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Dad, but I'm going to conduct his defense at the court-martial, and I'm afraid I'll do the wrong things.
What wrong things? All you gotta do is exactly like I tell you. I know everything there is to know about courts-martial.
Yeah.
After all, I was a first sergeant, you know, with the good conduct medal, and you don't get one of them things without you keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing you gotta keep in your head is that every time the other side says something, you jump up and yell, "I object!"
I object.
Right. Oh, of course, not all the time. For a change of pace, sometimes you jump up and you yell, "Irrelevant, immaterial, and inconsequential."
Well, what does that mean?
Who knows? They always say it just before the commercial on Perry Mason. And he ain't lost a case yet.
Maynard isn't just an ordinary prisoner.
True. With him, I think maybe you better use the sympathetic approach. You know, big, gooey globs of sympathy. Your Honor, you can't send this boy to prison. You ask me why? I'll tell you why. Because he is not a criminal. He is the innocent victim of circumstances. You can't send him away.
I don't know, Dad. Those Army officers are pretty strong-minded fellas.
Oh, pish-posh. And remember one thing. Always keep a good grip on your suspenders.
Well, we don't wear suspenders.
I'll loan you a pair. It's psychology, son, psychology. A lawyer who's got a good grip on his suspenders has got a good grip on the case he's handling, see?
I don't know if it'll work, Dad.
What do you mean you don't know if it'll work? It worked for Lionel Barrymore. It'll work for you.
You're better. I wouldn't want to hurt Maynard.
Oh, don't worry, boy. You got everything going for you. The Gillis brain, the Gillis personality, the Gillis gift of gab, and best of all, Herbert T. Gillis in person.
You, Dad?
Oh, you bet, boy. I'm coming up to that camp and watch my silver-tongued boy save this poor, miserable, broken-down yard bird.
Exhibit A for the prosecution. The beard of the defendant, Private Maynard G. Krebs. That beard is the cornerstone, in fact, the repulsive cornerstone, on which this case is built.
I like object.
You can't object. You're on trial.
I like object to that, too.
Order! And sit down. Proceed, Lieutenant.
The prosecution will show, beyond all doubt, that this beard is aesthetically indefensible, militarily unfeasible, and architecturally unsound. In addition, we shall prove that the order to shave this beard was based on military necessity and does not violate constitutional right.
Yeah, I object.
Overruled. Sit down, Private Gillis. Private Krebs, take the witness stand.
Did you or did you not, on the morning of April the 18th, enmesh, entangle, and otherwise ensnarl Exhibit A in the breech mechanism of your rifle, Exhibit B?
Would you mind repeating the question and leaving out the part where you pull my beard?
Answer the question, Krebs. Did you catch your beard in the breech mechanism?
What's a breech mechanism?
Sir, I suggest that a soldier who doesn't even know what a breech mechanism is would tangle his beard in his rifle 2 times out of 3. A clear-cut danger to life and limb. Step down. I call Sergeant Wincoop to the stand. You are the defendant, Sergeant?
I am.
And did you order Private Krebs to shave, scrape off, or otherwise remove this beard from his face?
I did.
Describe in your own words what happened.
He didn't.
Did you warn him of the possible results of such an attitude?
I did.
Then what did he say about shaving off the beard?
He wouldn't.
Would you tell the court what language you used to him when he disobeyed you?
I dasn't.
Sir, the prosecution rests.
Private Gillis, is the defense ready?
Yes, sir, we are.
Proceed.
Your Honor.
Hey, don't let him shoot me before lunch. I was too scared to eat breakfast.
Cut that out. Did you practice with that rifle I smuggled into the guardhouse?
Like all night.
Yeah, how many times did you tangle your beard in it?
Like not once.
Great, you're practically a free man.
Oh, boy, I'll see you like later.
Your Honor, gentlemen of the tribunal, learned counsel. Don't send this boy to prison. Why, you ask? Why? I'll tell you why. Because I shall prove that the order to shave off his beard was not a military necessity.
Objection! The witness admits he caught his beard in the breech mechanism.
Ah, yes. But I shall prove that it was a one chance in a million accident. That it would never and will never happen again. Private Krebs, prepare to simulate fire. Now, gentlemen, you will observe how efficiently and safely Private Krebs handles his rifle. As he prepares... The defense requests a recess.
Your Honor, it is obvious that the actions of the defendant have made my closing argument unnecessary. Furthermore, his disobedience to a direct order calls for the full penalty allowed by law. The prosecution rests.
Private Gillis, is the defense prepared to offer its closing arguments?
We are, Your Honor. Gentlemen of the tribunal, learned counsel, may it please the court, my final plea is not for Maynard G. Krebs. No, because Maynard G. Krebs is not on trial here today.
No offense, though, but I am.
Maynard, quiet. Maynard. No, gentlemen. One little soldier, innocent or guilty, it is nothing. But one beard vindicated everything. That's right. That's what's on trial today. The beard of Maynard G. Krebs and the beards of all freedom-loving men from time immemorial. Yes, gentlemen, a sky full of bearded warriors looks down on this court. If you convict Maynard G. Krebs, you are also convicting such men as General Robert E. Lee, General Ulysses S. Grant, General Stonewall Jackson, General William Tecumseh Sherman. These men were free, untrammeled spirits. What mattered was their fighting hearts, not what grew on their chins. If they chose to express themselves by wearing beards, who are we to say they had no such right? Shall I speak now of more great bearded men? Very well. Private Krebs, show us the next picture. The pictures of such men. Ow! Maynard! Ow! Dobie, stop me, Dobie. Oh, no.
Here we go again.
Maynard!
Order in the court. Gentlemen, are we ready to cast our ballots?
In light of the evidence, I don't think we'll have much trouble reaching a verdict.
Decision is unanimous. I feel sorry for poor Krebs. He's a pathetic case. We have no choice.
Sir, I've just been informed that the officer from the Judge Advocate General's office has arrived on the post.
Splendid. He's just in time to see justice done. Order in the court. The defendant will rise on the charge of direct disobedience. Specification that Private Maynard G. Krebs did willfully grow and refuse to shave off his beard.
Sir, Colonel Overholt from the Judge Advocate General's office.
The proceedings of the court, gentlemen. Please continue.
That Private Maynard G. Krebs did willfully grow and refuse to shave off his beard, which is considered unsoldierly, unsightly, and unsanitary. The verdict is... not guilty.
offers to go to officers' candidate school. But I did get a wonderful, sweet message from Portia, Lieutenant Potter. She invited me to drop over to her house next weekend to meet her fiancé. He's a civilian. Well, anyhow, Dad had a good time.
Oh, Dobe, I was proud of you today. A real Lionel man, all right? And you too, Maynard. Maynard, you really put the brass in their place.
Thank you.
Can you imagine the guys thinking a puny little beard like this could get away with a laugh? Oh, Maynard, what are you doing?
Dear, you dance like a feather, like a sea breeze, like a wood nymph.
So how come you're all the time stepping on my feet?
Oh, sense of humor, I like that. Not only beauty and grace, but also wit. Ah, how I look forward to the long, lazy days ahead. You and I, my dear, hand in hand, walking through life, song in our hearts.
Boy, have you got a wrong number. Look, Buster, I come here and dance with you service guys because it's my patriotic duty, but that's as far as it goes. So you'll just have to forget this walking through life hand in hand. We'll finish this foxtrot or whatever it is you think you're doing. Goodbye, Charlie.
Dobie, not Charlie. Dobie, that's my name.
And that's the break. Look, pal, in case you haven't noticed, the music stopped. So why don't you just flick off like a good little soldier? Okay, Carl?
Yeah, Dobie Gillis, that's my name. Dobie Gillis.
Fine. Don't call me, I'll call you. Did you say Dobie Gillis?
That's what I said, Dobie Gillis.
You're sure?
Since I was a baby.
You're really Dobie Gillis?
Sure, why?
Here's why.
Dobie,
In my hometown, there's a servicemen's recreation center where us GIs go when we're home on leave. It's a nice place. They've got dancing and cookies and donuts, and the hostesses are friendly. Very friendly. Do you mind? Do you mind? Please, please. Please don't think I'm ungrateful, Miss...
Hazel Grimes.
Miss Grimes.
Call me Hazel.
Hazel, like I say, please don't think I'm ungrateful, but I don't get it. One minute you treat me like I was a case of shingles, then as soon as I tell you my name's Dobie Gillis, like wow.
Like wow.
Hazel, I'm a fool for asking, but how come?
I promised Mother.
Oh. Huh?
Well, your name is Gillis, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're the only Gillis family in town. I checked in the phone book. So, you must be Herbie Gillis's son, true?
True, but nobody's ever kissed me for that reason before.
Well, let me explain. You see, Mom and I just moved into town. We're living at the Shady Rest Trailer Court. But Mom used to live here a long time ago, and she and Herbie, your father, ran around together when they were in high school.
Your mom and my dad?
Mm-hmm. And she told me to give your father a big kiss hello from Bubbles if I ever ran into him.
Bubbles?
That's Mom's nickname, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Well, anyway, she told me to give your father a kiss for her, but since I've never met your father, I'm giving you the kiss so you can deliver it. See?
I see. But, Hazel, my dear, if you don't mind, I'll just give my father a firm handshake and keep the kiss for myself. Because kisses from those sweet lips are to be treasured like rubies, like diamonds, like pearls from the deep blue sea.
You're kind of cute.
You are the sun and the moon.
Oh, you're real cute.
Come, my sweet. Let me take you to a funny little place I know where they serve pancakes till the wee hours.
Well, I'd love it, but haven't you noticed everybody else has gone home? Don't you soldiers have some sort of rules about curfew or something?
Rules, my dear, are made to be broken. Now that I've found you at last, do you imagine that there's a power on earth strong enough to keep us apart?
Does that answer your question?
What are you doing to my baby?
Madam, I am delivering him safe and sound to the bosom of his family, instead of throwing him into the clink for violating curfew, which I have every right to do. Call me sentimental, if you will. But if I were a married man, which heaven forfend, I might have a son this old, maybe even this dumb. And I would not like to think of him lying in the pokey with hardened criminal types, learning intemperate language and picking up antisocial habits.
Violating curfew.
Son, I am disappointed in you. A boy like you, coming from a military family the way you do. I was in the big one, you know, WW2. I was the first sergeant with the Good Conduct Medal.
Steeped as you are in military tradition, perhaps you can teach this young man that 2,400 hours means 12 o'clock midnight, at which time he's supposed to be off the streets and tucked into his little trundle bed.
Sure, Sarge. And thanks for bringing him home.
Forget it.
Thanks, Sarge.
Just another service of your friendly military police. Good night, Sarge. Good night, ma'am. Good night, you wayward boy.
Such a nice man. What a shame he isn't married.
Yeah, the poor devil. No family, no responsibility, no nagging, no bills piling up. Kind of gets you right here. Never mind the now, Herbert. So how about a few now Dobies? Now, Dobie, what do you mean by breaking curfew? You know what a stupid question that is. What's her name?
Oh, she's a wonderful girl, Dad. You probably know the family. Her mother went to school with you.
Oh, no kidding? What's her name?
Hazel. And she comes right up to here on me. She's a doll, Dad.
I don't mean the daughter, the mother.
Oh, Herbert, you're cute.
Oh, it was kind of a funny name. Oh, yeah, I remember. Bubbles.
Oh, Bubble. She must need some other Herbert T. Gillis. I don't remember anybody named Bubbles. Well, I better get to bed. I got a big day's work tomorrow.
Herbert, think hard, Herbert. Bubbles. Surely that sweet, lovely, innocent name means something to you.
No, I used to know a girl named Frida. Used to whistle Swanee River through her teeth and eat saltwater taffy at the same time as Bubbles. No, well, I better get to bed.
Herbert, that name Bubbles surely means something to me. Bubbles Corrigan?
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
You don't recognize the name that was famous all over town along with the name of Herbert T. Gillis?
Nope. Well, I guess
The Bubbles Corrigan who was caught spooning with a certain gay young blade in a rumble seat outside of the senior dance, and the principal turned on the sprinklers? That Bubbles Corrigan. Well, I haven't forgotten that rumble seat incident. Not in 20 years I haven't
And
forgotten
for 20 years, I have been telling you that story is all wet.
Do you deny that the principal turned on the sprinklers, and that 5 minutes later you and Bubbles Corrigan were found standing on the lawn, dripping wet?
Well, good night, Winnie.
Herbert T. Gillis, don't you dare walk out on me.
Now listen.
Because I am walking out on you.
Son, you believe me, don't you?
Well...
Look, this whole thing is a terrible mistake. I was standing on the lawn when the principal turned on the sprinklers, so naturally... She must be going through the house twice. We ain't got that many doors.
Morning, Dad. Look, I dug out your high school annual to see what Hazel's mother looks like. Cute.
What's the matter? Are you out of your mind?
Why'd they call her Bubbles?
Quiet your mother.
How about you and her in that rumble seat, huh,
I
old
told you
Dad,
that wasn't me. It was somebody in Bubbles, but it wasn't me.
Ah, come on, old Dad. You can tell me. I'm in the Army.
And you're going to be a home front casualty if you don't shut up and get out of here. And forget all this stuff about Bubbles, will you?
I gotta go meet Hazel, but you can tell me later, old Dad.
I tell you, I'll drill a hole in your head and pour it in. Oh, you see.
Must have been a good book the way you were laughing.
Oh, yeah, just looking at the account book. All business is good. Makes the guy want to laugh.
You were looking at your high school annual.
I was? Say, how about that? Oh, yes, I was looking at that, too, yeah. I was looking at our old basketball pictures. Boy, were we funny looking.
You know, I saw a very interesting thing on one of those detective shows on television. You put a book down like this, and you let it go, and it drops open right to the page where it's just been opened.
Oh, Winnie, they dream up a lot of junk on those detective shows.
Like here, to Bubbles Corrigan's page.
It's like I said, they dream up a lot of junk on those detective stories.
Helen Corrigan, the Bubbles, most popular girl.
Yeah, it seems to me she did win that year. Well, I got a lot of work.
Where did they take this popularity poll? In Lover's Lane?
Now, Winnie, don't get jealous.
Don't you tell me what to do. If you want to know, I've been jealous of Bubbles Corrigan ever since I started going with you.
Winnie, Bubbles got married and moved out of town before I ever met you.
Yes, and if she hadn't gotten married and moved out of town, you never would have met me. I always knew you had more fun with Bubbles and that crowd that you went around with than you ever had with me. And now I know that all of these years you've been wishing that you were married to her instead of to me.
You are the only girl I ever really cared for, honest and true.
You mean that?
Well, of course I mean it, and if this old thing disturbs you...
It does disturb me. Into the trash can. There. See? Nothing to it.
Herbie, darling. Oh, now I feel better. Now I can face the house.
Oh, the morning glories are glorious in the morning. And like hiker, buddy.
Hi, Maynard.
Hey, Doe, where you been keeping yourself?
Look, Maynard, no offense.
I've been looking all over for you. You missed the whole thing. Man, what a profound gas.
Missed what whole thing?
You're joshing, ain't you, Dobe? They tore down the old Endicott building yesterday. They got one of these great big giant iron balls hanging on a long wire, and they swing and it goes...
Maynard! Maynard! Maynard, enough! Maynard, as I was saying... Maynard, are you finished?
Just one more.
Is that it?
That's it, good buddy. Of course, the old Endicott building's just a heap of rubble now. Man, what an age we live in. In the morning, there was the Endicott building, a magnificent skyscraper, 3 stories tall, and 12 hours later, nothing. And you missed it all.
Maynard, there's something you have to understand. People are different. You, for example, like to see buildings torn down. Me, on the other hand, I like girls.
You'd be better off watching buildings torn down.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that if you knew Hazel. This time
it's different? Yeah, I know, Dope. I know that's what you say every time.
All right, so I haven't been lucky with girls in the past, but this time it is different. Why? Because I'm different. How?
Because for the first time in your miserable life, you got some money in your pocket, thanks to the United States Army.
Maynard, are you suggesting that Hazel's after me for my money?
Hi, Dobie, dear.
Hello, Hazel, my lamb.
I am Maynard G. Krebs, and I would like to ask you a question. How much is the enlisted man's pay scale in the United States Army?
Maynard, look.
83.20 for privates, 85.80 for PFCs, 99.37 for corporals, and 122.30 to 175.81 for the first 3 grades.
And how much is the quarters and rations allotment for married personnel?
Maynard.
$51.30 plus free medical and dental expenses, plus PX privileges.
You're a witness.
Maynard, you've got a very suspicious mind. I'm ashamed of you.
Funny you were talking about allotments for married men. I was just thinking of the same thing myself.
Oh, allotments?
Married, silly.
I like rest my case.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to come home after a hard day of marching and drilling and find someone waiting for you?
Somebody like you?
Someone exactly like me.
Gee, it'd be wonderful.
There's like a problem.
What's that?
They don't allow girls in the barracks.
Never mind.
Sweetie, I have a wonderful idea.
Huh?
Let's you and I go look at furniture. I know this store that has some of the cutest stuff.
All right, my angel.
Oh, and Dobie, wait till you see 5 whole rooms of furniture for just practically nothing down.
5 whole rooms? Didn't you say that you and your mother lived in a trailer?
Huh?
Sure must be a big son of a gun.
Maynard, you're destroying a beautiful romance.
Come, dear.
Yes, my sweet. Maynard, go home.
Hey, what's this all about?
He's been following us around all day. It's disgraceful.
They've been looking at furniture. That's like disgraceful.
Looking at furniture.
Dobie, dear, aren't you going to introduce me to these nice people?
Oh, sure, Hazel. Mom.
Nobody needs to introduce me to you, Mr. Gillis, because you're just as cute as Mom said you were.
Hazel, I want you to meet my mom.
How do you do, Hazel?
Hello. Mom's all the time talking about the wonderful times you and she had together. She must have a million stories.
Oh?
The kicks the 2 of you must have had.
Oh.
My mom said when you were in high school, you were a dancing fool.
Oh.
Well, I better get home and get myself prettied up for our date tonight, Dobie love.
We're going dancing on the Peabody roof.
Don't let them go there, Mrs. G. That's close to City Hall where they dish out their marriage licenses.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Gillis. So nice to have met you. That was from Mom. Bye, Mrs. Gillis. Ta-ta, Dobie love. See you at 7.
Farewell, my lovely. I shall count the seconds until that glorious hour. Arrivederci, my sweet.
Yee.
Yee. Don't you eat, you hypocrite, you.
Who's a hypocrite? I don't approve of her either.
A likely story.
Like a likely story.
You stay out of this.
Dad, you don't approve of her? Why, she's the cutest and most popular girl in town.
That's the trouble. It's stupid to chase after a cute girl.
Oh?
Sure, get yourself a girl like your mother. That's not what I mean. What I meant was, if you get yourself a girl like your mother, you never have to worry about somebody trying to steal her away from you. You're getting me all fouled up. Look, take some advice from your good old dad. Anybody can chase after a cute bit of fluff like Hazel, see? But there aren't many that'll chase after a girl like your mother. Oh.
Thank you very much.
She must have had a whole new slew of doors put in the house. That's what she must have. Winnie, I'm telling you for the 1,000,000th time, Bubbles Corrigan never meant anything to me. You are the only girl who ever meant anything to me in my entire life. Honest, truly, honest and truly. Winnie, will you talk to me? You haven't spoken to me in 8 hours. Say something. Will you say anything?
Go get dressed to be late for your lodge meeting.
Oh, she spoke to me. Oh, she spoke. Oh, Winnie, you're a doll. No, she spoke to me. She spoke to me. Oh.
We're closed. We're closed. Oh. We're closed.
Honey, if you'd been slinging hash like I have for 20 years, you'd be onto that old trick. You Mrs. Gillis?
Yes, but I don't
I'm
believe
Bubbles
that.
Grimes. Used to be Bubbles Corrigan. Maybe you heard of me. Yeah, you heard of me.
I think I recall that my husband may once or twice have mentioned your name.
I'll bet he did, the old rascal. Hey, where is old Cuddle Bunny? Upstairs?
He's gone to a lodge meeting.
Oh, what a pity. I want to see him. I mean, I figure we ought to get to be one big family now that Dobie and Hazel are hitting it off. Huh, sister? Hey, where is this meeting? Maybe I'll trot around there and have a couple of laughs.
Cleveland.
Cleveland? Ohio, Cleveland?
It's a sort of a convention.
Winnie, where's my tie? The hand-painted one.
Cleveland gets closer by the minute, don't it? Oh, Herbie! Oh, Cuddle Bunny!
Cuddle Bunny? Who's that down there?
You'll find out in a minute, kiddo. This the way to Cleveland, honey?
Herbert, you remember Mrs. Grimes.
He may not remember Mrs. Grimes, but I'll bet he sure remembers little Bubbles Corrigan. Herbie, baby, how are you?
Yeah, I heard you were back in town.
Yeah, back to stay this time. Here, let me look at you. You look wonderful.
Yeah, well, you look pretty good yourself.
Flattery will get you nowhere. I know how I look, but you haven't aged a day.
Oh, come on.
No, I mean it.
Well, I got to admit that the old belly is still flat as a board.
Herb always had the flattest stomach in high school.
How nice.
Yeah, and the biggest chest, too, in my weight class. That is light heavy ones.
Lovely chest. I can't believe it. You look like a boy.
Oh, I guess I've been lucky and like the crockery. All mine, nothing store-bought.
Lovely.
Of course, the hair's backed up a little bit.
Oh, I think it's very distinguished. You know what they say, grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
Yeah, well, I'll admit the old bean has had a lot of use.
Herbert, you have a lodge meeting tonight, remember? And you know how you look forward to your lodge meetings.
Oh, you don't have to tell me how Herbie loves his meetings. Sociable Herbie, they used to call him. Why, he never missed a meeting, a picnic, a clam bake, a dance. Dance. Herbie, you remember the kangaroo hop?
Oh, sure.
Shall we?
Well, it's been years.
Oh, you're not going to tell me that Lightfoot Herbie ever forgot a dance. I doing the kangaroo hop, da-da-da. We're going to dance till we drop.
Hippity, 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 hop, hop, hop.
Hop, hop.
Hoppity, 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 bump, bump, bump.
Bump, bump. Oh, doing the kangaroo jump, da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hippity, 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 hop, hop, hop.
Hop, hop. Hoppity, 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 bump.
Bump, bump.
Jump, bump. Oh, doing the kangaroo jump, da-da-da-da.
Herbert, if we don't eat right away, you'll be late for your meeting.
Oh, who wants to go to an old lodge meeting? A bunch of bisons bellowing and snorting. I can go down there anyway. Look, why don't we all just sit down and have a nice long talk about old times? I got a better idea. Why don't you sit down and join us for supper?
Oh, well, I don't want to put you to any trouble.
Oh, trouble? Winnie can push a meal together in jig time.
Well, I wouldn't dream of...
Oh, Winnie loves to cook, don't you, Winnie? Why, Winnie's never happier than when she's out there in the kitchen sweating over that hot stove and whipping up some sort of a gourmet's delight like pot roast or breaded tripe or something like that. Right, Winnie?
Right. Lightfoot Herbie.
Something the matter, honey? I got on your nerves out there. Sure, that's it. I always do.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, sure, you got them red eyes from watching television. What is it? What's a woman as lucky as you got to cry about?
Me? Lucky?
Well, you got a nice home here, a good kid, a swell husband. What more could a woman want? I sure wish I had something like that.
You seem to be having a pretty big time tonight.
Well, I just better, because that's all I've got. Hand the fellas a few laughs, keep it light, keep it breezy. I mean, I'm no threat to you. Herbie's your man. Nothing's ever going to change that. Certainly not anything like me.
You don't mean that.
It's the story of my life. Bubbles. Good for a few laughs, but for the long haul,
I don't believe it. Men like you.
And not for long. Even Grimes, that's Hazel's father, walked out on us a long time ago. So, I've been taking jobs all over the country and trying to raise Hazel ever since. Looks like I'm making an awful mess of that, too.
Well, she seems to be a very popular girl.
So was I at her age. And look what happened.
Oh, dear, you do need a home, don't you?
Fat chance I've got.
Well, why not? You're attractive. Perhaps, dear, if you don't mind my saying so, if you were a little bit quieter and maybe, forgive me, you dressed a little more conservatively.
Thanks for trying, Winnie. But it's too late. A lot too late.
Oh, it's never too late. You stick with me. We'll think of something.
Thanks, honey. Oh, listen, there's something I want to get straight with you. You know that story about Herbie and me being caught in the back of the car the night the principal turned the sprinklers on? Well, that wasn't Herbie. That was me and another fella.
Oh, that's all right, Bubbles. You don't have to try to cheer me up.
No, I mean it. It's the truth. I had a date with Gus Bonder that night. And he played football, see? And if they caught him breaking training, they'd throw him off the team. So he ran like a bunny.
But Herbie was in that rumble seat.
You know why Herbie was in that car? It was past his bedtime. So about 11 o'clock, he sneaked out of the dance, climbed into the car, and went to sleep.
No.
Yes. And that's when the principal turned the sprinklers on.
Oh, no.
It was the funniest thing.
Oh, Winnie, this is a great meal. One of your best.
Thank you, dear, but it was all Bubbles.
Oh, all I did was...
The soup, the meat, the dessert, the salad, and the coffee.
Oh, come on.
I think it's a shame, a crying shame, that some lucky man hasn't got you for his own.
Well, that's what I keep telling him down at the diner.
This is serious. What we ought to do is find Bubbles a nice, good, steady, honest, reliable, decent man.
Excuse me, please. Madam, it grieves me deeply to invade your hearth and home, but I must point out that your son, a private in the United States Army and therefore under military discipline, seems to have violated his curfew again. Madam, isn't there some way we can teach this boy what 2,400 hours mean?
Now, listen,
Hush
I
up,
can
Dobie.
explain.
Sergeant, if memory serves correctly, you said you were a bachelor, didn't you?
Yeah, sure.
And would you say also that you were a steady, honest, decent, reliable man?
Oh, well, I should hope so.
Sergeant, I want you to meet a very dear friend, Mrs. Helen Grimes.
And over there's the high school where Maynard and I spent a lot of happy years.
I set like the record.
Yeah, sure is a pretty building, all right.
Yeah, you ought to see the inside, especially the principal's office. That's where I spent most of my time.
Maynard.
I was in there more time than any other kid in the whole history of the school. The principal said he was going to charge me rent.
Maynard.
I even used to have my meals sent in, like, Hattie's cribs.
Right. Yeah, it sure is a nice little town you boys live in. Sure was a break for me to get stationed here.
Hello, boys. Good morning, Quentin.
Good morning, Helen.
I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Oh, waiting for such a charming lady is a pleasure indeed. Well, good day, gentlemen. Oh, and Dobie. Would you try to remember that 2,400 hours is like 12 midnight?
Oh, sure, Sarge.
My dear.
Hey, Dobe.
Maynard, the Endicott building?
Yeah,
I
Dobe.
heard
With the
about
big
it. I
iron
heard
ball,
about
you know,
it.
that big wall.
I
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Oh, no. No. No, good. Please don't make me go in there. I'll be like miserable.
Maynard, you'll have fun.
Are you joshing, man? There's girls there. How can I have fun?
Maynard, when are you going to get over this ridiculous fear of girls?
I keep trying, good buddy, but every time I get near one chick, I get like around 100 goosebumps.
Maynard.
When I get near two chicks, I get like around 200 goosebumps. When there's three of them, I get like around 300 goosebumps.
Yeah.
And when there's more than three, all them little goosebumps kind of melt into one huge, big, fat, giant-sized blob.
Maynard.
Did you ever see a 150-pound goosebump in an army uniform?
Maynard, enough, enough.
With a beard?
Maynard, you're not really that scared of girls. It's all in your mind. Here, I'll prove it to you. Hi, Angela.
Oh, hi, Dobie. My, don't you look handsome in your soldier suit.
Thanks, Angela. But if you want to meet a really handsome soldier, come with me. Angela, may I have the honor to present my dear friend, Maynard G.
Dobie! Dobie!
When my friend Maynard G. Krebs was little, he was afraid of little girls. But now that he's big, I'm happy to report that he's no longer afraid. Of little girls, that is. But when it comes to big girls...
Like girls, like hell.
Maynard, come down from there. Maynard. Maynard, I'm shocked. Here we are in this beautiful new servicemen's recreation center, and you hide in a tree. Do you know all the trouble Mrs. Osborne went to fix this place up?
Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr.?
Yes.
Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. with all that money, riches, wealth, and loot?
Yes.
Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. with the big wide hills and 58 rooms and 48 baths?
And the 15-foot brick wall with broken glass embedded on the top. I bet you're dancing, you nasty boys.
Well, you see, Miss...
No, I don't see it all. This fabulous recreation center has been donated by a very generous, very high-minded, very patriotic citizen.
You, Mrs. Osborne?
Who else? For the purpose of giving you servicemen home on furlough a place to enjoy yourselves. And by George, you're going to enjoy yourselves. Now, you will find girls, you will dance, joy will reign supreme, you will be divinely happy. You understand?
Yes, sir. Come on, Maynard, you heard what Mrs. Osborne said.
Oh, please, Dobe, don't make me do it.
Listen to me, Maynard. Don't you want to meet girls and talk to them and hold hands and go dancing with them like other fellows do?
Sure I do, Dobe. More than anything in this whole world. I got feelings. I'm like a human person.
Fine human person, Maynard.
Like true, but chicks don't dig me.
Well, you're not giving them a chance.
It don't do no good. When I give them a chance, they steal the popcorn in the movies. They draw funny pictures of me in their notebooks, and they giggle about me in the powder room.
Maynard.
See, sometimes they kick me.
Maynard, it's all in your mind.
I don't think so, Dobe. My shins are all over black and blue.
Look, no, I mean, it's your attitude, this awful fear that's causing all the trouble. And we're going to do something about it right now.
We're going to kick them back.
No. You're going to have a pleasant, normal, no panic conversation with a girl.
Oh, no. Please, Dobe. I don't know what to say to a chick. Oh, no.
You worry too much about it. Just talk about whatever comes into your head. The weather, Hobbies, movies, what you like to do, like that.
What I like to do?
Right.
I'd like to cut out of here.
You're a soldier now, an adult. Stop acting like a child. The time has come for you to face up to life. And girls are a part of the life you've got to face up to. Now, come on. It's for your own good. Angela, this is the soldier I was telling you about.
Oh, he came out of the tree.
Oh, the sight of you, my dear. It's enough to unhinge the strongest of us.
You're sweet.
Thank you, thank you. And speaking of sweet soldiers, may I present Maynard G. Krebs?
Pleased to meet you, Maynard.
Angela, Maynard has something to say to you. Don't you, Maynard?
How's the weather?
Well...
Got any hobbies? Seen any movies lately?
Yes,
What do you like to do?
Sometimes
Like you said, Dope, can I cut out now?
Goodness, has he always been so afraid of girls?
Yeah, let me put it to you this way. He spends so much time in trees that every winter he tries to fly south. But he's my friend, and I'm going to cure him. Once and for all. Maynard... Maynard!
Like help!
Poor Maynard, he needs help.
Like help!
Boy, does he need help.
Like me? Need help? Nah.
What do you mean, nah?
Just nah. Like no, like negative, like like nah.
Maynard, stop avoiding the issue. You need help because you're scared to death of girls.
Good buddy, you're not being fair. Sure, I'm scared of some girls, I admit it.
Not all girls?
Of course not. I'm a sensitive human person who's got likes and dislikes just like any other sensitive human person.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I have what you call cultural taste. And like when the right girl comes along, I won't even be scared of her a little.
And you're not scared of all girls?
Like indubitably not.
I see. How about that girl, the one on the right in the pink dress, maybe?
She's like too short.
And the girl she's talking to?
She's like too tall.
Yeah. How about that girl, Maynard?
I don't like big blondes.
Yeah, how about this girl coming in here?
The same goes for brunettes.
How about that girl on the right, that one, the blue dress?
Like ditto for redheads.
Maynard, forgive me for saying this,
You're
but,
right, good buddy. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm scared
of all girls. Boy, you really need help.
The only way to help Maynard, boy, is to rearrange his whole head.
Dad, Maynard's problem's nothing to poke fun at.
You're right. I'm sorry.
He's a fine, sensitive human being. But when he gets near a girl, he's afraid of his own shadow.
No offense, son, but you can't blame him. After all, it's a pretty scary shadow.
It's absolutely essential that he learn to get along with girls so he can lead a normal life. I mean, sooner or later, he'll have to meet the right girl and get married and settle down and have children of his own.
True.
No, stop that, both of you. Maynard's not so bad. Why, to hear you talk, you'd think he was hopeless, bumbling, impossible, washed out.
You rang?
Like, hi, Mrs. G, Mr. G, Dobe G. That's you, good buddy. Dobe
I know, Maynard, I know.
Maynard, dear, we were just talking about what a hit you made with all the girls at the party last night.
They took one look at me and ran off like bunnies.
Oh, no, dear, that was your imagination. They liked you.
Like a case of chicken pox.
Maynard.
I'm a poor schnook who's, like, worse off than anybody.
Maynard.
I'm like doom, doom, doom.
He's right. He's a poor schnook who's worse off than anybody.
Hey, Gillis, what's the scam? Hey, Dobie, did you go over the hill?
Funny, very funny.
Ma says I should get a dozen eggs and charge them. I want some bubble gum and, what new movie magazines you got?
Here's your eggs, no movie magazines, no bubble gum unless you pay for them, and goodbye, Jenny.
Gee, what a grouch. I didn't even get a kiss from the general. Dobie!
Jenny!
Here's your movie magazine, and go home.
Give me the one with Gregory Peck on the cover and I won't come back for a week.
Out.
Toss in Marlon Brando and I'll spend all next month with my grandmother in Cleveland.
You present a powerful temptation, gal, but out.
Hey, they'll let you keep the beard. Let me feel it.
Like, hi, Jenny. Like, bye, Jenny.
Oh, what a power I've got. I drive men mad with my exotic feminine charm. Hey, give me Marilyn Monroe.
Somebody ought to get her with a paddle.
What a pity. The poor boy doesn't have an ounce of confidence.
Yeah, I wish there was somebody who could help him.
Somebody like a good psychologist, maybe.
Somebody like a good barber, maybe.
No, sir, somebody like us. We're his friends, aren't we?
We certainly are.
Don't agree so quick.
No, Herbert, shame on you. You know you love Maynard.
Love Maynard?
Love him.
I guess I must, or I'd have barred the door on him years ago.
There, you see?
Sure, Dad, we all love him. Now, let's figure out some way to help him.
Right. Now, I always say that the best way to solve a problem is to start at the beginning, so let's start at the beginning with Maynard. First, let's ask ourselves, what is wrong with Maynard? And I withdraw the question.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with him that a girl couldn't cure. If a girl just showed one spark of interest in him, he'd be a new man altogether.
Boy, you seem to think that the answer to everything is girls.
Well, aren't they? I mean, take you. Where would you have been if you hadn't found Mom?
Oh, like lost, boy, lost. Before I met your mother, there I was, a poor, pitiful, pathetic bachelor with my pockets full of money, no obligations, no responsibilities, footloose and fancy-free. Kind of breaks your heart, don't it?
Now, Herbert.
And then along came your mother and rescued me from this horrible condition. And look at me today. Obligations, responsibilities, bills, mortgages, sore back, sore feet.
Sore head.
Oh, come on, Winnie. You know I'm only kidding.
Well, I know, but does Dobie, and as a matter of fact, I'm not so sure myself.
Winnie, I wouldn't give up 1 minute of our life together for anything in the world. Oh, it's great not to have any responsibilities. Just think of yourselves. It's great when you're young, that is. But when the years start catching up with you, it can be the most horrible thing that could happen to a man. Living by himself and for himself and, worst of all, son, with himself. Remember that, Dobe.
I know it, Dad, and that's all the more reason why we've got to help Maynard find a girl.
Well, forgive me, dear, but where will we find such a girl?
Well, forgive me, dear, but no place. Unless, of course, you bribe them or beat them over the head with a blunt instrument, and you can't go around beating girls over the Hey, why not? Oh, I don't mean beat them over the head. I mean bribe them. You know, con a couple of girls into making a play for Maynard. And I know one we can bribe with a couple of sticks of bubble gum and a picture of Gregory Peck.
Why, we couldn't do a thing like that.
Sure we could.
Well, sure we could.
Why, we'd be low-down, unprincipled, dishonest sneaks. And why are we just standing here? We gotta find them.
Help a fine, sensitive human being? Oh, I would consider it a great honor. Who is he?
My friend Maynard. At the party, he was the one up in the tree.
Thanks, pal. Thanks a bunch.
Oh, please, Angela, please, just play up to him for a while. Make him think he's got at least a little sex appeal.
Surely you jest.
It'd build up his confidence terrifically if he thought girls liked him.
How can girls like him? They can't even tell what he is.
You can help to save him from a lonely, miserable life.
No.
You can make a man out of a pitiable, pathetic creature.
Absolutely not.
Imagine how it'd strengthen his ego if you showed an interest in him, Angela. For
Positively.
You are the loveliest of women.
No. Oh?
He'd be sitting on top of the world if he thought he'd impressed you, the fairest of them all.
Well.
No, you're right. I shouldn't ask help for this unfortunate soul from someone as beautiful and exquisite and desirable as you.
When do I start?
When do I start?
As soon as I can tie him down long enough so you can start.
Mr. Gillis, you give me a month's supply of movie magazines and bubble gum, he's gonna think he's Montgomery Clift.
Let's not overdo it, huh? We just want him to feel that he ain't completely repulsive to girls.
Throw in a month's supply of ice cream and it'll be bye-bye Cary Grant, hi-ho Maynard.
Maybe I should have gotten an older girl.
Don't worry your little pointed head, Mr. Gillis. I'm extremely mature for my age. My mother's psychiatrist says so.
Let's put it this way. You're the best I could do for bubble gum and a movie magazine.
You'll never regret this high-level decision, Mr. Gillis. I mean, when it comes to getting crushes, I get them in big gobs. Man, I was gone on Tony Perkins for a rootin' tootin' 6 months. Wowee. For Rock Hudson, I was off my rocker for a year and a half.
After all that, how you gonna settle for a couple of hours with Maynard G. Krebs?
I'll keep my eyes shut.
Yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Oh, who knows? Maybe it's the best thing that could happen to the beard that walks.
I may be young, but I got a heart that's lousy with love.
Hey, you're like beautiful. You're like the most beautifulest thing I ever saw. Oh, I like big dogs, little dog, and they dig me better than chicks do. I mean, I'm gonna spend my whole life with dogs and cats and animals and birds, because me and chicks, we just don't hit it off. I wish we did, because I'd like to get me a girl like everybody else and be an ordinary human fella. But girls take one look at me and all they say is, I tell you.
Hello there.
Like, bye.
Oh, yes. You're a friend of Dobie.
Dobie who?
Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis who?
At the party last night. I noticed you right away. Oh, how I noticed you. Say, Dollface, did anyone ever call you cute?
Me?
Well, you're so different, so unusual.
That they've called me.
You don't already go steady with some lucky girl, do you? I'll scratch her eyes out.
Me go steady? I have trouble getting a girl across the street with me.
Oh, you must be kidding. You're a very attractive man. That beard, those eyebrows. It's fascinating the way they go up and down. Oh, it's magic.
No, it's a twitch.
Fascinating.
I get it when I'm jumpy.
Divine.
When I'm like real jumpy, my left kneecap rattles.
Oh, I never met a man like you, so fascinating and mysterious.
You get that message from twitching eyebrows?
A woman has an instinct for these things. My name is Angela Crittenden. Would you like my phone number?
My name is Maynard G. Krebs, and like, no thanks, I already got a phone number.
Aren't you adorable? Oh, yes. Well, here's my number. Now be sure to call me real soon.
Me?
Oh, you are nervous, aren't you?
Is my left kneecap rattling?
No, you just ate my phone number.
Like, thanks, it's like delicious.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Here. Now call me. No, here. Now call me, you hear?
Me?
Oh, I insist. I could look at those eyebrows forever. Twitch them again, would you?
Oh.
Just once, please.
Oh.
For Angela. Please. Pretty please.
Oh, very well.
Once more. Oh, I better go. That's all a girl can take in one day. Bye-bye. Fascinating eyebrows.
Fascinating eyebrows. Hey, dog.
Pretty good, huh? I mean, Maynard's self-confidence was increasing by leaps and bounds, but he still had a large leap and a big bound to go.
Lover, come back. You're the wildest thing I've laid eyes on since I gave up Marlon Brando.
What are you, some kind of a nut?
Only over you, Dreamboat.
Where's Mr. Gillis?
Out on an errand. I'm keeping an eye on the store.
Like, oh.
I'm also keeping an eye on you.
Like, oh.
Cool cat, has anybody ever told you you're cute?
Until today, I was funny looking.
You're adorable.
That's what they keep telling me every hour on the hour.
You've got that certain fascination, know what I mean? You're too much.
You wouldn't kid me, would you, kid?
I'm wig for you, baby.
You sure you ain't mixing me up with some kind of rich millionaire or millionaire or movie star or Oriental prince or like that?
Nope. I know you are Maynard G. Krebs, soldier, hip character, and all man.
But it must be true. It's these eyebrows.
You got an itch or something, lover boy?
Kind of get you, don't it?
Sure does, right here.
That's all you're gonna get today, because it's like awful rich and a person can't take too much in one helping.
Oh, baby.
Beat it, huh, kid? I got no time for you now.
Now, hold on, Waldo.
Give me a ring in a couple of years, and maybe I'll give you a tumble then. Like, get the away, child. Go, small girl. It's like very unhelpful to stand there eating your heart out.
Holy moly.
Have you ever seen anyone as confident with girls as Maynard? Everything about him just oozed assurance. His eyes, his smile, his manner. And if you peeked under his beard, I bet his chin looked confident, too. But the acid test was still ahead. He behaved fine when the girls were rigged. But what would happen when he ran into girls who weren't coached to treat him like he was Elvis Presley? That's what I had to find out. I had to get him to another dance at the Servicemen's Recreation Center. But I just couldn't go up and ask him. I had to kind of trick him into it. Subtle-like. Very, very subtle.
Hey, Doe.
Oh, hi, Maynard. Hi. Well, what do you feel like doing tonight, Maynard?
I don't know, Doe, but what do you feel like doing?
I don't know, Maynard. What do you feel like doing?
I don't know, Doe. What do you feel like doing?
I don't know, Maynard. What do you feel like doing?
I don't know.
Hey, I just thought of something. Do you feel like going down to Pete's Pancake Palace and watching the guy in the window flip pancakes?
I don't care, Doe. Do you feel like it?
Sure.
Okay.
Or would you rather go down to the railroad yards and watch him fill the coal cars?
I don't care, Doe. Do you feel like it?
Sure.
Okay.
Or would you rather go down to the stockyards and watch him dip some sheep?
I don't care, Doe. Whatever you feel like.
I don't care, Maynard. Whatever you feel like.
I don't care, Doe. Whatever you feel like.
Okay. Oh, hey, I just got another idea. Do you feel like...
Doe, If it's all the same to you, I'd like to go to the dance at the Servicemen's Recreation Center.
So the battle lines were drawn. It was Maynard G. Krebs versus the women of the world. And may the better contestant emerge victorious.
You nasty children! Don't you know you're here to enjoy yourselves? Now go on, let revelry continue unabated. And dance, you pigs, dance!
Remember, Maynard, there's nothing to be afraid of, and I'm here with you.
You're all heart, sir.
You gotta expect you'll be a little bashful at first. Just take it easy.
Like right. Hey, where you been all my life, baby?
Maynard!
Hey, these eyebrows really get you, huh, dollface? Like your bedroom hot, huh?
Maynard!
Oh, you're next, lamb chop.
Maynard, what are you doing?
Let me go or I'll scream.
Well, that's where these eyebrows affect them. They scream with like the like. Oh, don't be jealous, Dope. I'll give it back to you as soon as I'm through.
Stop it, I say! Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. is here.
No offense, Mrs. Osborne, honey, but you have to find your own fella. I'm spoken for.
Well, I never.
Well, I never did either, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Now, if you excuse me, I got some girls waiting.
One moment.
Oh, very well. One moment, but only one. One dance to bring the roses back to those faded cheeks. Come, my old tiger, while still there is time.
Maynard, I can't believe it. Have you flipped your wig or what?
It's these eyebrows.
Maynard.
And the sex appeal.
Hey, Maynard.
I'm like appealing to women of all ages.
Hey, Maynard, there's something you ought to know.
Just one moment, Dobe. Girls! That'll like have to hold you for a while. What are you saying, Dobe?
I don't quite know how to tell you this, Maynard, but the eyebrows, the sex appeal, the fascinating personality...
I don't really have them.
Right, you don't really... You know?
Like, sure, I figured it out. Them chicks didn't go for me because all of a sudden I turned into a handsome Casablanca.
Maynard, that's Casanova, and I only did it to help you get some confidence with girls.
Dobe, you're my good buddy, my best buddy, and I appreciate it from the heart. But I don't want it, the confidence, that is. I hopped around here like a Rupert Von Lover just to show you oughtn't to play tricks like that on me. I mean, I ought to flunk in confidence like I do in all them other courses.
But, Maynard, you've got to learn how to get along with girls.
Like you do?
Like I do.
No offense, Dobe, but I ain't you. I'm a different person. I got a beard, see? And I also got certain ideas about girls.
Like what?
Like I don't want any.
Well, why not? They're sweet and soft and friendly.
They're also tidy, respectable, and determined. And I don't think they're very happy when all a guy likes to do is hack around, sit in the floor, and listen to jazz, and grow a beard.
Maynard, is a beard more important to you than a girl?
Well, it's not a question of a beard. It's a question of I'm an individual human person. And if all them other individual human persons want to shave off their beards, get trapped by some chick and get married, and live in a split-level house with a washer and automatic dryer, and a PTA, and the bridge club 2 nights a week, and trouble with the sprinkling systems, well, that's their business. Me, it ain't for. I'm a protest cat.
You've got a point, Maynard, but what are you really protesting against?
I don't know, Dobe, but no chick's gonna rush me into anything till I find out. You don't have to do that anymore. The game's over.
Oh, I did that because I wanted to. I admire a fellow who sticks up for what he believes. He's a man. Maynard, now you really appeal to me.
Dobe, like hell.
The world is full of good-looking, soft-headed fellows who let girls push them around. But an individual like you, Maynard, it's a challenge.
Stand back, girl. Stand back, I say.
Gee, like, thanks, Mrs. O. You're like a real human being. Save me, save me.
Bravo, Maynard, bravo! I admire your spunk, boy. My husband, heaven rest his soul, he was like you, fiery, determined, nasty. Oh, I'm telling you, breaking his spirit was a game worth the candle. You girls, don't you dismiss this ragamuffin too readily. I know he looks like a disaster area, but underneath that shabby exterior, there is an outlaw heart to be tamed.
Gee, I'm getting like all misty.
I wish I were 30. 20 years younger.
We better hurry, Maynard. The bus for camp leaves in 20 minutes.
Don't fight it, Heartless. It's bigger than both of us.
Zoom off, but when I got no bubble gum or free magazine.
Oh, who needs them? Sure, they brought me to make a play for you. But now you're starting to look different to me. I mean, Buster, you got something inside.
Huh?
In a couple of years, when I fill out and turn into a voluptuous, fascinating woman, you better call me, see?
Me?
You mad, 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 impetuous fool.
No offense, Maynard, but that eyebrow twitching's a waste of time.
Don't be too sure, good buddy. Don't be too sure.
Dobie. Once a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
As you fellows may know, I've been writing a play, after duty hours, of course. It's my pleasure to announce that I've finally written finale to Act 6.
Bully, Lieutenant. When do you think you'll finish her?
It is finished, Private Krebs, and the CO has just given me the green light to produce it here on the Post as part of our cultural enlargement program. Now, at the risk of sounding immodest, I'll say I think I've done a searching job here on the minds and hearts of soldiers in one of the darkest hours of all American military history.
Hey, it's about KP.
No, it's about Korea. And there are 10 juicy roles here for 10 talented soldiers. I'll come right out with it. This is the squad that can do the job. I'm looking for volunteers. Tryouts are tonight in the day room. Those of you who want to be in my play, raise your hand. I see. All right, men, let's put it another way. By an odd coincidence, tomorrow is the day for posting the new work assignments. Those of you who are not by that time cast in my play may indicate to the first sergeant your preferences among the following details. KP, coal yard, gravel detail, and the rock quarry. Now, let me check just once again, gentlemen. Are there any volunteers for the cast of my play?
Dobie.
Okay, so I'm in a lousy second lieutenant's play. I'm in a second lieutenant's lousy play. No harm in volunteering for that, you say? And I agree. After all, I was earmarked for garbage detail. And besides, all of us actors got a 2-day pass. But the pass gave me time to think. And something inside kept warning me. Listen, Dad, Maynard and me gotta get out of doing this play.
What are you talking about? You got the main part.
I know. The lieutenant cast us according to height.
I was bending down tying my shoelace, so I got the 10th main part.
Good for you, Maynard, dear.
I don't have many lines, but I twitch a lot.
Maynard, please. Why, this battle-torn major, this war hero, why, this is a part you can get your teeth into, son.
He gets his teeth knocked out in the second act.
All right, Maynard.
That's how he gets back to the States.
All right, Maynard.
To get new teeth.
Now listen to your old dad, will you? Why, this is a great part. This part can bring the whole play to life.
No, it's too much. It's a job for somebody who loves it. Somebody with real actor's blood in his veins.
Actor's blood in their veins? Oh, Dobie Gillis, who do you think wrote, produced, directed, and starred in the Retail Grocer's Follies of 1911, huh?
You, Dad?
In 1911? No, it was not me, and no wonder you flunked in math. It was your grandfather, Hubert X. Gillis. And who was the smash hit of the Central High School Relief Fund benefit performance of 1938, playing the feature role in She Was Poor, But She Was Honest, huh?
You, Dad?
No, it was not me. It was your wonderful, talented mother, that's who. But you ask, who was on for 15 solid minutes of the old soft shoe at the Bison Convention Frolics of 1949, huh?
What your father is saying, dear, is that you really ought to give it a try. Oh, not that you get a Hollywood contract out of it or anything, but it's a marvelous experience, you know. Acting demands something of you, makes you grow and mature.
That's what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying!
Well, okay. I'll give it a try.
Oh, good for you, boy. Make us proud of you, huh?
I can see it out in front of the Post Theater now, Dobe. A Company presents Dobie Gillis and Manny G. Krebs in The Gory Battle of Dead Man's Gulch.
You better go up in my room and start memorizing.
Oh, you were wonderful, Winnie. You talked him right into it, and who knows, the kid may be a smash.
Why not? Happens over and over again. Families go on for generation after generation, and then all of a sudden, up pops a real talent.
Look, this is the curtain line, the climax of the scene. Now, let me hear you read that line again, Krebs. Remember, you're exhausted, both wounded, out of ammo. The enemy barrage is stopped. And now you hear their blood-curdling screams as they charge the bunker on foot. There's no escape.
Major, it does not look good.
No, Krebs. More feeling, more action, more passion. Roll your eyes.
Like this, sir?
Splendid. All right, go on with the scene.
They're coming, Major, they're coming. Let's, cut out of here.
You're overacting. All right, men. That'll be enough for now. Let's take a break until the dress rehearsal tonight at 1900 hours.
Sorry, Lieutenant, I can't make it till 7.
That's 1900 hours, Krebs. All right, dismiss! See you all then. Gillis, Krebs. I may have seemed harsh and demanding during rehearsals, but men, it's paid off. You're deeper, more mature than I dreamed you could be. You've become men in your roles. You're poised, confident.
Thank you, sir.
You're like a real human being.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, get out of those costumes and go on over to the PX and treat yourselves. On me.
Oh, you don't have to do
Cool
that.
it, though. You heard what the man said. Let's eat.
Maynard, do you see what I see?
Yeah, good buddy. Donuts and hot dogs and root beer and ice cream.
No, Maynard. That girl.
Hey, Dope, take some advice from your good buddy, Manny G. Krebs, and stick with donuts and hot dogs and root beer and ice cream. And stay away from that chick. You know what happens when you got, mixed up with chicks?
I know what used to happen. But this is the new Dobie Gillis. Mature, confident, poised. Watch. Excuse me, miss. Please don't think me forward, but may I say you're beautiful? Not only are you beautiful, you are charming, you are gracious, you are elegant, you are pink and round and creamy.
Hey, Dobe.
Huh?
You know what else she is?
What?
Deaf.
Nonsense. Just shy, young, demure, trembling on the brink of life.
Okay, what'll it be?
Irwin, a soda for the young lady.
No, Irwin.
Eat, my dear. Let this be the first of many meals we have together. Lunches, dinners, tea and graham crackers.
Would you be so kind as to tell this person behind me I do not come here to exchange banter with fresh, underaged enlisted men?
What have you got against enlisted men? And anyhow, how do you know I'm an enlisted man? You haven't even looked at me.
Irwin, please tell this person I have a radar for enlisted men, and I can tell them a mile away, and that is exactly where I would like this one, a mile away, or else I shall be forced to call an MP.
Good buddy?
Yeah. Irwin, would you tell the young lady not to wait? I had to leave suddenly.
Good thinking.
Reading between the lines, I guess you'd have to say she was a little cool. This kind of thing happens in the course of every man's life. And I did the only thing a man can do under the circumstances. I went back to my career and tore into my work with renewed vigor.
They're coming, Major, they're coming. Let's cut out of here.
Dress rehearsal was a smash. if I do say so, the final scene where I get the Congressional Medal of Honor and say goodbye to loyal Sergeant Mooney was very moving.
I agree with the President of the USA, Major. You're a real hero, and good luck on your war bond tour. I'll miss you.
Oh, tut-tut, loyal Sergeant Mooney. We've known each other too long for that. A simple will do.
Well, goodbye and good luck, sir. A simple.
Great! I think we've got a hit on our hands. And you, Gillis, tonight you became an actor.
Oh, it was nothing.
Tonight you lived the part. You were Major Gates.
Was I like Sergeant Mooney?
Kind of like Sergeant Mooney, but not much. Well, gentlemen, as a reward for your fine work, you are all off duty until we open tomorrow night.
Come on, Major, it's like late.
Come on where, Maynard?
Man, I'm like in carbohydrate shock. I need like an infusion of ice cream, and the PX closes in 15 minutes.
All right, but wait a minute. We haven't got time to change.
So who like noticed? And it's like better this way.
What do you mean?
It'll be the first time I ever outranked that soda jerk.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it, though. You don't want to, like, overdress.
Maynard, do you know what the lieutenant's going to do if we're a hit? He's going to book us in other camps. You know what that means in terms of good evening, my dear.
Hello.
You look ravishing tonight.
Why, thank you. Do I know you, Major?
Sure. Remember I was in here this morning. Do you know me? No, little girl, I don't believe you do. I'm Major William Gates, and this is my loyal aide.
Private Maynard G. Krebs.
Sergeant Maynard G. Krebs Mooney.
How do you do? I'm Dorrit McCurdy.
Delighted.
You're new here, aren't you?
You could say that, yes.
It's like a one-night stand.
The sergeant means our assignment here will be brief.
Yeah. Brief, but like exciting.
I should think exciting. My goodness, you've been everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Europe, Alaska, Korea, all those medals, my goodness.
Yes.
And you too.
Yeah, I've been like with them all the way through it.
What's that one?
The 1957 Scout Jamboree.
Maynard.
That's right in the ground in our ponchos.
He's a great kidder.
He's cute for an enlisted man.
Yes. Miss McCurdy.
Dory.
Dory. I wonder, could we impose on your good nature to show us some little place where we could relax, have a bite, talk?
Why, I'd be delighted, Major. The officers' club is open now.
Oh, no. I never go to officers' clubs. The sergeant and I are inseparable.
We're like in this together.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We could go to my house. I'll make coffee.
Oh, perfect.
2 months behind enemy lines, and you finally got your whole platoon back safely?
Oh, it was nothing, really. 6 of us could still walk.
My warrior. And what about you, Sergeant? Did you bag a few?
No, ma'am, but I like annoyed a lot of them.
Well, where did all this take place?
Oh, it was long ago and half a world away. Where was it, Sergeant?
Act 4, scene.
Maynard.
It was like right about here.
On the polar ice cap?
Oh, well, we were like real lost there for a while.
Enough. Let's not talk about it anymore.
My poor man. You rest there, and I'll go get us something to eat.
Don't be away long, Dory.
I'll be right back.
Every moment will seem like an eternity.
Like right, we're like starved. Come on, Major, now's our chance to cut out.
What's wrong with you? You want to leave before you eat?
Dobe, I'm like nervous.
Relax.
And my mascara like itches, and I think my beard's gonna fall off.
Look, Maynard, that's your own beard. I'm the one with the phone.
I don't like it. What's in it for us? You gonna marry this chick and go through life with a fake mustache?
Look, we're on a secret mission, right? So we disappear, and I'll write to her from distant places. Now, relax and enjoy yourself. After all, if she likes me better as an officer, who am I to disillusion her?
Well, here I am. I hope you like instant coffee. It's the only kind I know how to make.
Oh, you shouldn't have fussed, my dear. We're used to doing without.
So I see. Sergeant, would you like something a little more substantial, like a cold chicken and a couple pounds of potato salad?
Well, if you're gonna, like, throw it away.
It's in the refrigerator.
Stay where you are, miss. I got it on my chicken radar screen already.
Is he always so hungry?
Since I've known him.
You two are very close, aren't you?
Yes. I wouldn't be here without him.
Now, try to forget. All that pain and danger's behind you, and you're with me now.
Yes. I guess this is it. This is what we're all fighting for.
Now, rest those dear, tired eyes.
Oh, you are a thoughtful child.
Child? I'm 21.
Ah, 21. A wonderful age.
Now, it surely can't be that long ago. You can remember.
I wish I could.
Let me try.
Dory, who's that with you?
A friend, Dad. Major Gates, this is my father, Colonel McCurdy.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
What's that?
How do you do, sir?
Oh, how do you do?
The Major is new on the post, too, Dad.
Mhm.
Dad is the head of the new leadership school.
No, boy. I mean, congratulations.
Thanks. What are you doing here?
Oh, just sitting on the sofa.
No, I mean on the post, your assignment.
Oh, that. Well, it's confidential.
Confidential?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You some kind of a G2 sneak?
Oh, no, sir. No.
The Major is a hero, Dad. He was in Korea.
Yeah.
Korea, huh?
Uh-huh, yes.
Well, I suppose somebody had to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like Europe, though.
Oh, no, sir. No.
My dad was an infantry commander in World War II.
Oh, good for you, sir.
It was soldier's duty, Major.
Yes.
A man could take some pride. Now they're making a teacher out of me. Faculty seminars, examinations for numbskulls who've never heard a shot fired in anger, correcting papers, handing out diplomas. Terrible thing to do to a fighting man.
Oh, you're right, sir.
The Major knows, Dad. He was a fighting man. Tell him, Major.
Oh, we won't bore you with that, sir. You probably have a lot of themes to correct.
It's all right, it's true. I've got that blasted graduation ceremony tomorrow.
Yeah, that.
I want to talk with you about Korea sometime, son. How long are you here?
Oh, just a few more days, I'm afraid, but I'll keep in touch.
Do that, Major.
Man, that's like a real splendid refrigerator you got out there. I can't tell you how much
Sergeant Mooney, this is my father, Colonel McCurdy.
Like my Colonel. I mean, like hi, Colonel.
I do.
The sergeant was with the Major all through everything, Dad, behind the lines, in the hospital.
Indeed.
But it's a long, dull play, or story.
You're so modest. The Major said that if it hadn't been for the sergeant, he would never have lived to get the Medal of Honor.
Colonel, you're busy, and we've got to go.
Yeah, man, I like helicab.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Something's been bothering me ever since I met you, and now I know what it is.
We didn't mean any harm.
A prank, sir, a boyish prank.
Why didn't I think of this before? That graduation tomorrow. I've been looking everywhere, and now you bob up right in my doorstep. Major, you're my speaker. You're going to give the inspirational talk to those 400 officers.
Oh, no.
Like thanks, but like no thanks.
That's perfect, Major, darling. You give the speech tomorrow afternoon, then come here for dinner, and we'll go to the new play at the New Post Theater tomorrow evening.
Oh, no, please, no.
Don't go to that play, miss. It's like a real dog, and I ought to know.
Do whatever you want with your evening, Major. But you'll be here tomorrow at 1400 hours.
He can't make it till 2.
1400 hours is 2, Sergeant. It'll be easy, Major. Just tell them the simple truth. It'll be a speech they'll never forget.
Neither will I. There's no point in denying it. I was in trouble. So I had to keep saying to myself, don't panic. Keep your head. Look on the bright side. And that's where Maynard, the eternal optimist, was of tremendous help.
Dobe, you're in big trouble.
Yes, Maynard, I'm very alert. I've sensed that. In 1 hour, I've got to give a speech about Korea to 400 officers. And I don't know anything about Korea except what's in the lieutenant's play. And the lieutenant doesn't know anything about Korea either. So they'll find me out.
We're like doomed.
Please, Maynard. So they find me out. What can they do? They'll court-martial me.
Like right.
They'll give me a dishonorable discharge.
Like right.
20 years in Alcatraz.
Like at least.
On the other hand, if I call in sick, they get a substitute. I go to the hospital, and they find out I'm not only not a major, but I haven't even got a mustache.
Oh, poor Dobe.
Maynard, what if I just disappear? Walk out the gate and disappear.
Good thinking.
No, it's cowardly. It's unfair to Colonel McCurdy and Dory. Besides, they'd catch me, hunt me down like a dog, shoot me for desertion.
Poor Dobe. You're like doomed, doomed, doomed.
Maynard, I've got it. I just won't show up. I'll just disappear into the ranks, an anonymous soldier. After all, she's never seen my real face.
Good buddy, she's seen mine.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's not an easy one to like forget.
Desperate situation.
Oh, the worst hasn't happened yet?
It could possibly happen worse than what's already happened.
Does that answer your question?
Where is he? Where is Sir Lawrence Olive here? Oh, there he is, that great actor.
Dad, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Another play, another opening night, another Gillis, and you ask me what I'm doing here?
Dad, I wish you hadn't come.
Opening night jitters, huh? Well, it happens to the greatest of us. But you'll be okay the minute that first wave of applause washes across those footlights.
Dad, save yourself. Go home.
And who's going to be leading that applause? Your mother and father. Who else? We get tickets front and center.
Listen, there's something I got to tell you. I'm in trouble. Big trouble.
Big trouble, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's have it, the whole story.
Well...
What's her name?
I told him everything. And there's one thing I have to say for my father. When you're in a jam, he backs you up. All things considered, he was very understanding.
You stupid stoop! Do you realize you can be court-martialed for this? Dishonorably discharged, thrown in jail. Come on, we're going to march right over to this Colonel, what's his name?
McCurdy.
Right, we're going over to this Colonel McCurdy, and we're going to tell him the whole story. Maybe when he realizes that you're just a vagabond lover boy, vagabond, that means bum, son. He'll give you a light sentence, and... Colonel McCurdy?
Colonel McCurdy.
Hard Rock McCurdy? Big beetle-browed guy, gravel voice, infantry, Normandy invasion. Oh, what a small world. Hard Rock McCurdy.
You know him, Dad?
Oh, you're very quick, son. Know him? I knew him when he was only a captain. He used to be my CO. I was his first sergeant.
Hey, that's great. He wouldn't put your son in jail, would he? Or your son's good buddy?
Look, this part you play, this wounded war hero, see? Yeah. It might work.
What might work?
Never mind. Now, I'm going over and pay a call on McCurdy, a personal call, for old time's sake. In the meantime, you put on your wardrobe for the play tonight, because you're either going to be wearing it on that stage or on the train to Alcatraz.
But Dad's upstairs getting dressed for the school graduation.
Just tell him it's Sergeant Gillis, my dear. He'll remember.
Well, if you wait here.
Who's there? Is that the Major?
It's a Sergeant Gillis, Dad.
Sergeant Gillis. Well, who the devil is that?
Sergeant Gillis, sir. Oh, Colonel, you're looking fit, sir. Just as trim as you did the day of the final review of the 511th in Paris.
Gillis. First Sergeant Gillis.
Right. I was on a visit down here, heard you were running the school, and I just had to come over and say hello.
Oh, very thoughtful, Gillis. Dorrit, call BOQ and see if you can get hold of Major Gates. Sorry to seem inhospitable, Gillis, but I'm late for an important ceremony.
The graduation?
Well, how'd you know?
No, Colonel. We have all followed your career. Understand you're doing brilliant work here, too.
I try, whatever they stick me with.
Well, as a matter of fact, I dropped by to give you a friendly warning, if I may.
Warning?
Yes, about your speaker, Major Gates.
Well, he's late. If he doesn't show, I'll have him cashiered.
Do you know the Major?
Know the Major, my dear. I practically raised him.
What's this all about, Gillis? Speak up.
Colonel, as you probably know, I am Army, right up to here. I've known the Major going and coming. I knew him before he became a hero, and I've known him ever since.
Was he in your outfit?
Well, you might say so. Now, I don't want to criticize.
He's such a lovely man.
Oh, you can say that again, my dear, and supremely courageous. Foolhardy, one might say.
Sergeant, get to the point.
Well, it's the personal appearances, Colonel, the speeches.
Yes?
As you know, the Major has this wound up here, see?
Everybody worth a darn has one.
Right. But when the Major gets excited or overheated, this polyesterine patch in his head.
That's plastic.
Right, plastic. Latest thing. Well, when he gets overheated, this plastic patch in his head softens up and creates pressures on various cerebral areas.
What are you trying to say, Sergeant?
He becomes a wild man, sir. Oh, the nicest fellow you would want to meet at cool temperatures. But when he becomes overheated, there's no telling what he may do.
He got dizzy here last night.
You're lucky. He might have become violent. Sometimes he throws everybody out of the hall.
He seemed so gentle, almost like a little boy.
Why, one time he tore down a whole YMCA, a small one in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
This is a serious accusation, Gillis.
Would I come all the way down here to foul up your graduation just for laughs?
Well, I can't take the chance. Maybe we can find a substitute. How about that sergeant who was with him, Dorrit?
Sergeant Mooney?
Sergeant Mooney, a guy with a little beard? You, there is a real coop. Let me tell you something, Colonel.
Goodbye and good luck, sir. And a simple...
Excuse me, please. I beg your pardon.
Inside.
Dobie, darling. Oh, you were mother.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you were great, son. Oh, you proved yourself a great actor in the great Gillis tradition.
Oh, thanks, Dad. And how about...
She wasn't out there. And you'll have no more trouble from little Dorrit. Oh, boy, this afternoon I gave the finest performance and the toughest role I ever played, convincing McCurdy that he should excuse you from that graduation speech.
Oh, Dad, you're the greatest guy. How can I ever repay you?
Very easy, boy. Just get down in the dressing room and get out of that goofy mustache and get back to being Private Dobie Gillis.
Okay, Dad.
And we'll see you in the PX, darling.
Hurry up, boy.
So long, folks.
Hey, Doe.
Yeah?
Like trouble.
Like where?
Like there.
Congratulations on your performance, Private Gillis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know Colonel McCurdy, of course.
Oh, yes, sir.
Excellent performance, Gillis. Very impressive. For the second time in 2 days.
I don't suppose I can apologize, sir.
That won't be necessary. I'm humane and not so gullible as you and that father of yours might suppose.
It's all my fault, sir.
I got to remembering, Private. It all seemed quite plausible until I recalled the record of First Sergeant Gillis.
Snowjob Gillis, as he was known throughout the division. Snowjob's morning reports were some of the richest, most imaginative fiction I've read since Alice in Wonderland. You've obviously inherited his talent. Lieutenant, I'm grateful I've avoided embarrassment throughout the command. I leave the punishment of this man up to you.
Private Gillis, in hut, left, hit. For conduct unbecoming a soldier and member of my acting troop, I hereby strip you of your privileges, weekend pass, and mustache.
To us theater folks, the most stirring words in the English language are, the show must go on. The Army has a couple of interesting words, too. Court-martial. And that's exactly what Maynard and I got for our unhappy fling at impersonation. But all in all, the lieutenant wasn't too hard on us after we promised to limit our acting to the A Company stage. And the show did go on.
Of mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore deny thy father and refuse thy name? For if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I will no longer be a Capulet.
Dobie, once a gal who's creamy, Dobie, once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all?